Yes. First of all, disclaimer. Um, Definitely gonna be some accents, probably definitely on my end that are terrible. I practiced for about 20 minutes and I couldn't find videos for what I was really looking for. So that's gonna be the story of tonight, at least definitely on my end. Let's get this going. Go. We'll go ahead and talk for a minute or so you guys can let us know how everyone's levels are and how everything looks so we don't get too far in with any issues. Why do I have this black bar? I swear I got rid of that. Um, so, to give you guys an idea of what we're getting into tonight, is we are doing a one shot based in Gothic Earth. Yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory there. Why not? All right. So I'll read this little part for you guys. So, Gothic Earth is a Ravenloft setting that was introduced in Masque of the Red Death and Other Tales by TSR more than 25 years ago. At first glance, Gothic Earth seems identical to our own 19th century world, but there are some important differences. Monsters such as werewolves, zombies, and vampires all exist and are a menace to humanity. Though, as in our world, most dismiss them as legends, magic is real, although the practice of magic takes a great toll on the magician. So, that is the type of setting that we are in today. Um, the adventure is called Red Jack. Thank you for all of the subs, Fail. Hello, everyone. E.g., Praise. You're here playing as well. I'm just naming chat names. Tyrant. Nice to see you all. Um, as for the note on my facial hair, it's actually illegal to shave your face during a quarantine. So I don't know. I can't say much else other than that. But let's get into some introductions. We'll go in the order of overlay, and you can introduce your character, give as much information as you want, and after that we'll start getting into the story. How does the audio sound? Let us know in the chat. But first up is Lukalok.
Hi, I'm Lukalok, and I'm going to be playing Ennis. Um, and she's a pale lass. She has red hair and half of it shaved. Uh, and are we anywhere, or are we just doing introductions?
Just introductions out of character
Okay.
to start. All
My name
right.
is Annis McFarlane.
Next up is Mars.
Hello. Good afternoon. Um, my name is Mars. I'll be playing the half-orc Olidor Strusk. He's a member of the Queens of Royal West Survey, and he's a veteran of the Third Burma War. Uh, and he finds himself currently in London. He's working in coal barges, and he's just trying to live live an honest life.
All right, and then we got Turk, aka Sturk.
aka Chell Cray. Look right. Chell Cray, born and raised East London. Real proper man, real proper mate, if you will. Know what I mean? So he's been out and about doing this and that, betting on horses, seeing people about jobs, baking cakes, the whole 9 yards. Know what I mean? So proper lad, proper lad. Nothing sketch about him. Eh?
All right, you guys are already making me feel terrible about the accents I'm about to use in this episode, so thanks for being so on it. And then last but not least, we got Craze.
Um, I did not prepare an accent, so we're just gonna go at it. All right. We're gonna keep it simple here. But for today, I'm playing Sarah. Those of you who know me know that I name everything Sarah, so there you go. You're welcome. Sarah comes from a noble house that um, or has been what's the word I'm looking for? Not discredited, but a disgraced house. So she's looking to restore her family name, um, and has come to learn a little bit of magic in her studies. So we're ready, excited for this adventure.
All right, great. And as for my hair, just don't worry about it. Like I said, we're in quarantine. It's lockdown. Ain't nobody got time to have hair that's not curly all over the place. Um, cool.
Yeah.
I turned up the rain for you a little bit. Let me know if it drowns anybody out. Um, if you're new here, welcome. What we usually do is once we get into it, we only reply in chat until we have an intermission or something like that. And otherwise, we'll try to stick within the story. Does anyone have any questions or anything before we dive in? Players all good?
Yeah.
All right.
I think we're set.
So I believe all of you received a little piece of paper, basically. Basically, what happened is whether you've been in town for a while or whether you just got into town, uh, someone finds you on the street. Most of the time, it's like a little newsy type kid runs up and just hands you a piece of paper. And does someone want to let everyone know what the piece of paper said?
I can. Just gotta find it first. Notes.
Yeah, that.
Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling.
I mean, it wasn't that
Yesterday-
long of a message.
Yesterday at 2:04
Loading.
p.m.
Loading. Still going.
Your presence
There we
is
go.
requested
There
at
we go.
121 B Baker Street. Please arrive and knock first.
All right, great.
I'm sorry.
So each of you received that note, and does anyone, for any reason, not go there? Cool, that's the right
Yeah.
answer.
No. No.
All right, so you all show up and you all like basically bump into each other. To let you know where we're at, we are in the Whitechapel area, which there were one or two of you that basically lived around here already. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
live right here.
Okay, great. Yeah, so those that have lived here kind of know that there are a lot of really poor areas in Whitechapel, but this house that you've come across is kind of in the nicer area. You're in Old London. You, off the top of your head, none of you really know whose house this is or anything. But you all show up at the same time, so you can all bump into each other basically, and this is where we begin.
Oh,
Are you?
a wonderful rainy day here in London.
Are you guys? Did you all receive a piece of paper? And I'm gonna pull out the piece of paper.
I
With the-
received a message.
Why's yours got no spots on it? It's all nice and clean. Mine's got fucking spittle all over it. Fucking hell. Fucking newsies can't pine for nothing.
Question: Are we standing like right by the door?
Yeah, you're
Oh, okay.
all right outside the door. It's like perfect happenstance that you
Oh,
all
okay.
like basically walked up to the door, and maybe like one or two of you were about to knock, but then you realized that you weren't alone.
No.
Alice will reach out and knock.
Right, great.
Door.
So you reach out and you knock on 221B Baker Street, and you see a lady open the door, and she says, "Oi, we've been expecting you." And she just kind of like doesn't say much else and just motions for you to come inside.
Thank you.
All right.
Anna's a step inside.
I follow.
Yeah, follow him in.
All right,
Why
great.
not?
Indeed.
As you saw with the outside, you get into a pretty nice little flat, and you see it's kind of smoky right now, and the lady that welcomed you kind of ushers you into the room, and you see in front of you probably one of the most famous men in all of London. It's very unlikely that you wouldn't know who this is. And he just looks up at you and smiles with a pipe in his mouth and he says, "Welcome. You have been recommended to me by a mutual friend. I'm glad you could join me today."
Smack my bloody on. That's Sherlock Holmes, that is.
All the
Fucking
same,
hell.
in the
Well
flesh.
met.
Good afternoon, Mr. Holmes. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It's nice to meet you as well, Olodar. How's everyone doing in this fine weather we're having?
Well,
Might we have a spot of tea to warm up?
Oh, of course. Where are my manners? And then he just beckons and he says, "Mrs. Hudson, a spot of tea, please." And goes
Sherlock, isn't it?
goes puffing back on his pipe, and then he says, "I take it you are aware of Whitechapel murders, those perpetrated by the person the public called Jack the Ripper. I'm sad to say there was another victim last week." And my accent just went southern, so that was great.
Sherlock Holmes, yo.
Well, hi
Oh,
there. My name's
I done-
Sherlock Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
I told you guys, I was trying to find a video for Sherlock's accent, and they were all terrible. I ended up just learning English for the first time. Anyways, yes, I'd say that there was another victim last week.
How
Do
many
you,
have there been? How
Pardon?
many have there been total? The murders.
Oh, are you new to these parts, ma'am?
Oh yeah, I'm from up north.
Oh,
Never heard of Jack the Ripper.
oh
You're kidding
dear.
me. What kind of mud hut you living in?
Indubitably, it is far terrible times here in London lately. Well, I'd prefer to focus on the most recent victim, if that's okay. Don't want to jump to any conclusions of whether these are tied to the others or not.
Aye.
I can tell you about the most recent victim if you would like, over the tea that just arrived.
That would
Oh,
be,
yeah. I wouldn't mind a berry.
yes.
Honestly, grab some tea.
Cuppa? Oh, you got me.
Alright, Cuppa.
Mr. Holmes, quick question for you. The victim, did they have any family living in London, or were they living by themselves?
Oh, that's a sad story in itself indeed. I believe the woman to be single. She took many suitors, but did it as a profession, if you know what
She
I
was
mean.
the lady of the night.
Yes, it's
You could
very
say, oh.
unfortunate.
She was a whore.
All of the victims of the supposed Jack the Ripper are prostitutes lately.
You used the word lightly. Are you implying that some earlier murders were also perpetrated by Jack the Ripper?
Well, you see, He takes a long drag. I don't know if I'm convinced that these murders are actually by a man.
What, you mean like a woman did it?
What makes you think it was a lass?
Oh, I did not say it was a lass either. I believe when the murder started about a year ago, uh, I honestly think they're supernatural.
What
What,
do
you
you think
mean
it's a
fucking
beast?
fairies out here shanking people?
Oh, no, not fairies, lad. Let me just run down some of my notes here. And he pulls out a little book. Well, you see, the police suspect the Ripper is a doctor due to the precise nature of the mutilations he inflicts. The most recent victim was Alice Mackenzie. I want you to focus on Alice. She was a 40-year-old prostitute living in the Whitechapel district. Alice was killed in an old alley. Her throat was cut and body mutilated. I do have 2 leads if you would like to hear.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Of course.
Okay. Alice Mackenzie lived in lodging house at 52 Gun Street, and Alice was killed at Castle Alley.
Have you got a scrap of paper? I'd like to write this down.
Pardon?
Have you got a scrap of paper? I'd
Oh,
like to write this down.
yes, of course. And he hands you a little notebook, and he's like, you can keep this one.
Thank you.
And he's-
Rachel, what makes you think it is not by a man's hand?
I guess you could call it a professional's intuition.
You were saying that there were 2 locations. What was the second one?
Yes, so 52 Gun Street and Castle Alley. And he starts sipping the tea, and anyone who hasn't sipped it, he's like, "You better sip your tea before it gets too cold."
Take a big swig of tea.
And then he kind of sighs, and he's like, "Unfortunately, I have other pressing matters, as you probably possibly know. I'm a very busy man. During the day, I will not be available to assist, but at night you may return. Do you have any questions or to run any leads by me at the end of the night, and we can go over them together?"
When you say it's not a man, do you think it's a monster?
You could call it that, yes.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but perhaps is there any possibility we could look at the body, or is that
It's a,
not
it's a
not
rather
possible?
gruesome ask, is it not?
Well, I was just thinking. It was more so. Why do you think it's not a man or a lass, more another creature? Is there any indication from the body?
I have not I have not seen the body myself. As I mentioned, I have other matters, and that's why I reached out to you guys. Heard of your presence here in the city, and it's not as often that we get people such as your caliber here, especially in this area. I have not done any investigating myself. The local bobbies have, and I don't rightly know where the body is buried. You'd have to ask around.
All right. Thank you very much.
As
How
for
does it walk up
your
Oh, go ahead.
as for your overall question, the reason I do believe that it may not be human or maybe supernatural, as you know, in this area, many strange things happen. and I don't believe a man could slip through our fingers for this long, nay, a woman. Uh, Seems as though the murderer just vanishes, leaves no trace behind.
Curious
Annis is
indeed.
gonna close her notebook and just walk up and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Holmes." And she'll start making for the door.
He nods to thank each of you and just reminds you real quick that he won't be available during the day, and he kind of has to right now as well get back to his work. But if you ever need to seek his counsel, you can show up during the night, and he should be home.
Thank you for the tea, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, cheers, mate.
Oh,
And I down the rest of my tea.
much obliged. All right.
Nice to meet you, Sir Sherlock.
So, as you guys leave, you close the door. Still rather rainy outside. There's, of course, a lot of homeless wandering the streets. It's getting a little later into the night now. People are starting to turn in. You can kind of see the difference of, the nicer area compared to deeper within Whitechapel, where it's a little more squalor. But you guys are free to investigate around the city.
All right.
I should say we might want to visit the scene of the murder before anywhere else.
I agree. There were two addresses, two locations. I got the second location. Anyone got the first location?
Yes, indeed. The 52 Gun Street was her residence, and the Castle Alley was the site of the crime.
All right.
As you guys were there, if you needed, there was also a map of the area. So here's a map of the area.
It's the map.
There were a couple, so one or two of you could have picked them up. Taking a look.
All right. So which location should we head to first? There's the 52, and then there's the Castle Alley.
Can I make heads nor tails of this map?
Oh, you never looked at a fucking map of Whitechapel before. Come on. It's fucking easy, mate.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I don't need a fucking map to get to fucking Gun Street.
Lead the way.
Right? No, I
all
mean,
right.
you got a Gun Street, no problem.
Well, it looks like we have our front runner here.
How far away is the? I can't figure it out on the map. But how far away from the address is the alleyway where she was killed?
Yeah, so both locations are pretty close. This area, especially around Whitechapel and stuff like that, is pretty small. You could walk from one end of it to the other in an hour, possibly. It's not a big area, so anywhere you need to go, you don't need to worry about going too far.
Oh, I think I found both locations. I think it's Gome. Is it Gome or Gun?
Gun Street.
Like gun is in bang bang.
Yes.
Ah, shite. All right, never mind.
Where's the other thing though?
Castle Street is off of Whitechapel Street on the left
Okay, I
side,
do see
above
that.
Goulston Street.
So would Castle Alley be?
Chester
Castle
and
Alley.
Aldar and just be. Or wait, I think we're messed up on the overlay.
Do we actually need to use the map?
This is important. You got to translate this piece of shit.
I'll look at Chelsea and be like, "Go on yourself."
No,
Anyway.
you don't. Oh, how did you guys switch?
Yeah, it
No,
happens sometimes.
you don't. You don't need to actually read the map. If you just tell me where you want to go, I'll.
Right.
get you.
Let's head. Look, I can get you anywhere you need to city, right? You know what I mean? So you just tell me where you want to go. We'll sort you out.
I do say we should visit this the murder scene, the site of the crime before anywhere else.
Well, we have the residence, and then we have the site of the crime. So really, it comes down to should we look at the residence first before we look at the site of the crime?
Oh,
Do we
I
want
say
to
the
learn
site.
more about her or more about the murderer?
Does someone want to roll an insight real quick?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's trash. All right.
All right. Sarah. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
15s.
um, yeah. The consensus of Annis and Chelsea is kind of like, it's raining. It's a crime scene. Probably want to get there sooner rather than later, just in case any evidence washes away.
Ah, let's be going.
And
Yeah, come on.
Sarah's just like, it's raining. And I don't know what to
don't-
do.
Hey
Don't like
guys,
the
it's
rain.
raining. It's weird.
Pretty
In case you
sure
haven't
outside.
noticed, it is raining out.
Well,
Guys. What is this wet stuff?
It's just a poor person thing. I'm too rich to understand.
what is this rain you speak of?
You
Get it
didn't
out of my
have this
sight!
rain in Cambridge. What is this?
All right. Are you guys heading towards the castle alley then?
It's scene of the crime we're going.
All right, great. So, go ahead and throw your tokens on here, and I'll go ahead and orient them for you. Let me make sure the map looks good. Yep. All right.
Where do we grab our tokens?
You
Just on the right side, just drag, like, click on your name and drag it over.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
There you go, big man.
Yeah, if you just go like this. Alright, so you're basically standing with the alleyway to your left over here and heading towards that way. So I guess you'll want to orient this way. Yeah.
Following me.
Stop following me, you weirdo.
No.
Alright, so. Alright, you guys make it to the alley. So you come across a cramped and dirty thoroughfare. All the terraces around here are pretty dilapidated. One side is the terraces, one side is old storehouses. There's some tradesmen's carts, wagons, and barrows jammed throughout the alley, kind of put away for the night. And there are several homeless people kind of in the area, and one of them maybe even at the back of the alley.
Anna's the barbarian. Walk in, roll a 6 on her investigation. Be like, yeah, this is an alleyway.
Well, there's walls and there's stuff.
Yep.
Someone could have died here.
Annis definitely knows that they're in an alleyway and kind of questions if it's Castle Alley or not.
All right. This is investigation.
Just follow
Shit.
Is there any
Alright.
indication of where where exactly the murder was? Is anything roped off or anything at all?
Rubbed off.
Or-
There's fucking chaff over here.
So each of you kind of tell me what exactly you're looking for. And I'll tell you what you need to roll, or if you need to roll.
This is mainly looking for blood.
Yeah, if there's no body, then blood, and then anything around it.
Looking for any scrapes or
Yeah, signs of a struggle.
of a fight.
Okay,
Marks on the walls.
as you guys are kind of poking around in the alley, the variant, or what word did I just? Anyways, at the back,
Vagrant.
yeah, the
variant.
The variant.
at the back,
Variant human.
yeah, at the back of the alley, just looks up and can see you guys kind of searching around, and he goes, "Oi, psst, psst."
Oi,
Oi,
Aye.
I bet
Oi.
ye be looking for the murder site, ain't ya?
What's it to you?
Oh, what's it to you?
Oi,
Oh.
we asked the question first, alright?
Oh,
I'm gonna turn to the others and be like, "How'd you wished? You see something?"
yeah, I know where the murder is. Just a bit of coin might loosen the lips.
Yeah, a blade will do the same. A blade will do the same thing, yeah?
I don't know if you've seen the looks of me, but I ain't got much to lose, mister.
I'm just gonna. I'll toss him a pound. Be like, all right. What?
Thank you.
What he's seen?
Thank you, sir. A whole pound. My golly gee.
Oh,
Got ripped off,
We're,
didn't you?
we're
Dude?
talking to the king
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I about it.
This is the king of old England.
Where's the hell?
He just like excitedly points between two carts and he's like, it's over there. And he goes running off.
Yeah, we could have figured that out on our own. Congrats, you lost yourself a fucking pound.
Hey, look.
Fucking leech.
Honestly, I just wanted him to get out of the way.
The other honest thing is no one knows how the currency works, so saying a pound is easier.
I mean, that's also true. I wasn't sure what half a pound was, but I have 4, but not I have 3. So, it's okay.
That's legal. It's a Scottish pound now. There you go, you got him.
It's worth a little less.
Yeah,
That's legal fucking tender, it is.
it's basically just a slab of cobblestone between two carts. You see maybe possibly a very faint stain here and there, but it's starting to wash away. And then I need you guys to pick one person with the highest wisdom to roll a perception check.
Wisdom. Oh, that's
I-
probably not
I
me.
have 5 perception.
I got a 4 to perception, so
A
How are your die
That's
working for you
plus
today?
3.
Mine's a +4.
I dare not say anything lest I mess it up.
We got the best dice today.
Alright, yep. You designate.
I do have a +5, so
I think you should go for it.
Oh, did Luca already roll?
No, I was just typing in my
Oh, okay.
my bonus there.
Yeah. So yeah, whoever
Alright,
you
here we
guys
go.
decide.
Yeah, my wisdom is 2 and my perception is
Hey.
4.
okay. That's not too bad.
Oh wait, did you say that? Isn't that a 6?
No, the first
That's
one,
the second roll. It always rolls
Yeah.
with advantage.
it rolls twice so that you can do advantage or disadvantage.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. All right, that's good
So
for me
always
to
take
know.
the first number, yeah,
Okay.
unless it's advantage or disadvantage.
All right, yeah. So that's good enough. You kind of take charge of the scene at the moment, and you get down, detective style. Oh shit! As I'm unplugging my headset, you get down detective style, and then you look to your right on the wall, and you see a symbol on the wall. It's in chalk. It's starting to run a little bit, but because of the overhanging and from the building, it's not getting too terribly wet at the moment.
Okay.
At this point, I need Oladar to roll a Arcana check.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it with advantage.
Okay. That's a 14. And that's natural 20.
All right.
Hey.
So,
Also, quick question.
Roll
I'm
for
assuming
that.
I would have recognized the symbol.
yes. So,
All right.
That's what the Arcana check was for.
You okay? So here's what happens. Just
I think that's
everyone-
what the DM's supposed to do.
okay. Well, no, like for me, like personal, like Oladar, like he just goes like, just is lost. He is like, he almost looks like all the blood just drained out of his face.
So as Sarah is kind of looking around at the blood and looks up at the chalk mark and kind of lets everyone know, Oladar runs up and is like, oh, whatever expletive, and Oladar knows that this is an occult symbol used to ward away evil spirits.
Is he? Is anyone announcing what they found? Because Anna's with her 6 investigation over here, just looking at the cobblestones.
This one's a little bit raised from the other one.
Yeah. Annis kind of walks up and is like, well, you see, one side has houses where people live, and one side has places where people work.
If you look to my left, you
What
see
did-
See,
houses.
there's buildings here.
What did you guys find?
What do you got?
There is quite a strange symbol here.
Symbol?
So while Oladar is standing in front of the symbol, you just see him just plop down to his knees, and he's just staring at the ground.
Oh, you're right there. You look a little Billy Wally. You see ghost?
I've seen the symbol before.
Pray tell, what is it?
Aye. And where did you see it?
I found it in my home.
In your home?
Yeah. After I came back from, well, during the war, there was an incident. My family was involved, and after said incident, one of the things that were left behind was this symbol. I've never been able to find the symbol since. This is the first time since then that I've seen the symbol.
You can't know who drew it.
I don't know. But if the symbol is here, there has to be a connection. There just has to be.
It's like Mr. Holmes says, the game is afoot.
Indubitably.
Just here in the back. Indubitably.
Fascinating. Fascinating. Would I have any familiarity with this symbol from my my studies?
I mean, you can roll an Arcana check as well now, if you're studying it. And as all of you kind of gather around it, nope, you've never seen this symbol.
I've never seen this before in my life, and I don't even know what chalk is. Oh.
as you're all kind of studying it, and after Oladar kind of had a moment, another urchin kind of walks up, and he's like, "Oh wait, I see you're investigating that there symbol."
Aye? How long has this been here?
Well, right after the murder, of course. It's made by the Spirit Lady.
Spirit
The
lady.
spirit lady.
Well, what do you mean by spirit?
She's the Spirit Lady. Oh, one sec.
That was her right there. Didn't you hear? Go after her.
Why do you bark?
The spirit lady sounds a lot like a dog.
Where might we be able to find this spirit lady?
Alright, sorry about that. As you ask that, the urchin just is like, "Well, my name is David," and he puts his hand out. "I can take you to her."
Pleasure to meet you, David.
But he holds it out
Take
like
us to the.
he holds it out like face up, not for a handshake.
Yeah, and she'll just slap down on it. Pleasure to meet you, David. Where's the spirit lady?
He just kind of looks away from Anis for a second and like points it towards the rest of the group with his hand up.
What'll it cost us?
Well, just a
And
Look, I
at Polydor and
already
be like, "Go
donated a
yourself."
pound. I can't afford to lose another one for simple information.
Oh
Yeah, I
wait,
thought you were made of
you're
money.
already throwing out pounds. I'll take 1 pound. The 2.
2 pounds? Get lost?
No, just 1 pound.
No, you're gonna fucking take us to this lady, right? And then we're not gonna cut a fucking smile in your chest.
Okay. What about just a few pennies?
Quick question. Currency wise, I'm assuming it's like 10 pennies a pound or is it 100 pennies a pound? What's the pound to pennies ratio here?
You know,
100.
Quickly gonna
100.
Google the
They also
pound
don't have pennies. They have pences.
currency.
Pences,
yeah. The PDF says pennies, so that's obviously an oversight. But
Pound
yes,
sterling is divided into 100 pence.
okay, yes, a few pences.
All right, I'll give him 5. Take us to the lady.
Oh yes, 5 pence.
Pence.
He's like, all right, follow me. Are you guys following David to the spirit lady?
Can I
I-
roll? Would it be insight to see if this guy's like legit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my insight with my +2 bonus. That's gonna work out perfect. And that's 8, so a 10. So I don't know shite.
I mean, you trust him. I mean, he's someone who lives on the streets, has been on the streets, probably knows about everybody and knows the area. You have
Got no reason to lie.
Yeah, you gave him a few pence, so
How do you know the lady? This is as we're talking, or as we're walking, which I'm assuming we are. How do you know the lady?
well, all of us that frequent the streets, we know of the spirit lady. We see her a lot.
Who's, so, does she take care of you? Or
No, she doesn't care about the likes of the living.
so you're saying she's more of a nuisance?
No, I would not say that. She's one of us. She's one of our own. Just a little different.
Aye.
Why is she a spirit?
Oh, poor lass. She's not a spirit. They just call her the spirit lady.
Why?
Is she okay? I saw her just staring at buildings earlier.
Yeah, she's right in the head.
Just admiring.
Yeah, don't
I've
worry
only
about
There's
known her
nothing wrong with
5 minutes
admiring
longer than
London's
you have.
architectural work.
it. Go to
London-
Whitechapel, mate. There's
Yeah,
plenty
just
wrong with the architecture here.
looking at the buildings.
Alright, so you can come on all the way down over here where you see this ping. You can move your tokens over there. That's basically where he leads you. So this is outside of a coal depot. David leads you there, and it's basically just another alleyway, a dirty lane by the coal depot. And you see, kind of as you're approaching, an older lady, and she's a beggar as well. She's just kind of, doing the classic, wringing out a tin can for the moment. Let me zoom in real quick for the folks at home. But yep, David, once you come in sight of her, he kind of just goes on and walks on about his business.
Wow. Service is well paid for, it seems. Right. Who are you? Spirit lady, right?
and she just starts walking away.
No, no, no. You come back here. I follow after. Where are you going? Where are you fucking going?
I don't want any trouble. I'm just.
Yeah, where? Oh, you stand still. You're gonna find some.
Oh, you would beat up on
What
a
my
little old lady.
Oh, I've done worse. Done plenty worse, mate.
what my friend
Chelsea,
here means to say is, we're only looking for information, and we hear that you're the one who put that chalk marking where the murder took place.
Go ahead and Sarah roll a persuasion and Chelsea roll a intimidation.
Ah.
So she's not scared of you,
Never know.
and she loves me.
Yeah, so the
I-
intimidation failed as you're yelling at her. She keeps walking, but then Sarah comes in and what do you say to persuade this lady to stay around?
What I just said there. So stick with that.
Okay, and she stops as soon as you talk about the chalk mark and kind of turns back towards you. She looks at you and she says, "Aye, it was me."
Why did you write it?
The good spirits told me to put it there. The murder was a work of a bad spirit. I'm trying to ward the bad
They have
spirits
the sight.
away.
Do you
This-
get visions?
I see spirits. Don't know about visions exactly. Did they not
You
tell you my
know-
nickname?
It's a
The spirit lady. I
I.
thought you were a ghost.
Why does someone always think that? Why would I just be a spirits lady, walking around putting chalk on things?
Have you used the symbol before?
Of course.
What does the symbol represent?
I did tell you. I can tell you again. The good spirits told me that the murder was the work of bad spirits, trying to ward the bad spirits away.
It's a warding symbol.
Yes.
Is this a symbol the spirits have shown you?
I guess you could say that. I've known it for a long time.
Eh? What do you know of the bad spirit who has committed this crime?
I know nothing
is-
other than what I've said.
Spirit lady, I have a question for you.
Oh, by the way, my name is Martha.
Martha,
Hi,
apologize.
Martha. I apologize. My name is Sarah.
As you guys are like looking at her, she's an old, like cross-eyed beggar, and I actually literally cannot cross my eyes, so you'll just have to envision that. But yeah, she's just looks at you and she says, "It's all I know. I don't know anything else. Can I be on about my business now?"
One last question, if you don't mind. Can I pull in a pence, right? 1 pence or 2 pences? Or pence I don't know, the plural.
Inside.
Okay.
I think it's just pence.
So about almost a year back, did you ever draw a symbol in a home after a murder?
Home where?
A home about a little past this town.
No, I don't get outside of this town, but many like me use this symbol. It usually is a sign that what took place there was the work of bad spirits.
I thank you. I give her the 2 pence, and I just turn around.
All right, she takes the money. What did you roll for, Luca?
I was just trying to get an insight on her when she was saying that's all I know.
You can definitely tell she knows more.
What are you not telling us?
I told you. I told you everything.
I don't believe you.
Well, I'm not to be bothered by what some random lass believes, am I?
All right. Well, how about me as well?
What about you, little boy?
What about me? Fucking hell. No, I got a dance partner in my pocket, and we're finna have a jig with you. If you're gonna be sassy with me.
All right, put 'em up. We can go toes. I may look old, but I'm feisty.
Yeah.
Martha,
What you
just
wished,
please,
Martha?
please,
What's really
tell us.
hard about this right now is you all have different accents, so I keep
I
slipping.
know.
I keep slipping into mimicking your
It's
accents.
like I feel like I need to do the hold the ear thing when you're singing. Like you don't have to let anyone know.
Right.
Um,
Anyways,
What
go
what are you
ahead.
not telling us?
You tell me what I'm not telling you.
Okay. I was trying to be kind and generous before. But if my friend here, sorry, if my acquaintance here, and I look at Anis, if she's saying you're hiding something, it's because you are.
Martha, I also have a touch of the sight.
Ooh, go ahead
Runs in me
and
blood.
roll an intimidation, Oladar.
Oh, intimidation?
Yeah. You can roll it with advantage with Anis helping you out with that last comment.
If you can more, you should tell us.
All right. First roll is 16, second roll is 14. So 16 plus intimidation, that is 20.
Ooh. Well, since you already gave her a couple pence and you're kind of pressing her, she kind of stops trying to inch away and she says, all right, all right. I hate talking about it. I blame myself for what happened. Poor Jane Edwards. I used to be a successful spiritualist, you see. Um, I placed the occult symbols in the place of these murders in hopes to steer away this awful spirit that might be around. Um, that's really the most I know. Um, I'm just a little old beggar now. I'm not what I used to be. It's just been really hard on me, living and living in regret, in shame, blaming myself the whole time.
I
This isn't the first time this has happened.
Are you new around here?
No, I mean specifically for you, where you feel like you could have done something about it, but you didn't have the strength or the will to change the outcome.
Yes, of course, especially Jane and her suicide. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have done something more.
You say it was a suicide.
Yes, oh, Jane Edwards, I believe maybe this is the spirit we're dealing with. She was one of my clients. She had a lot of concerns. Then she ended up dead. As for the poor one that was taken from us a couple days ago, it's about the fifth, I think, sixth in a year. It's been awful.
So this is a reoccurring issue.
Yes.
Uh, if you don't mind me asking, who was the last client Jane had before she killed herself?
Oh, you don't know the story of Jane. I'm
we
not
do
get.
not.
No.
Jane was not like these other women. Jane was the wife of a famous doctor. She committed suicide about a year ago, right before all this started.
You mentioned the doctor. Now we're on to something.
And that is truly all I know.
What do you know of her her husband, or
Well,
whatever the proper word for that would be?
yes. As I said, he was he was a famous doctor. His practice was very, very esteemed. Not so much anymore. Um, he's become very depressed, as far as I know. I can't get over to that area very much. I don't know where he is anymore. I just know it's Dr. Richard.
Richard. Okay.
Richard. Annis will pull out her notebook, thinking she's like the big investigator. Dr. Richard.
So it's like
Yo.
London bricks are cool, Dr. Richard.
And she says, "Can I be on my way now?"
Hi. And I give her one more hint.
Oh,
He now has
bless your
2
heart.
pennies.
And she kind of walks off, still just clanging her cup. Maybe bumps into a cart here or there. But you guys are still in the old dirty alleyway. You have a little bit more information, maybe another lead or so. Gonna go ahead and do a quick intermission at this moment. Gonna go to the bathroom real quick and then see what my dog was barking about, because I don't think anyone should be home yet, so I might get murdered.
Ooh, fun.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
then we can solve your murder.
Yeah.
Well, this was just the warm up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is how we really D&D.
This
Literally
Immersive
murder.
D&D.
We're
is-
LARPing now, boys.
What do we have to roll to figure out where you live?
Ooh, there you go. Simple
Well,
docs check.
it wouldn't be that hard at this moment, I don't think, but this is a good part where we can respond to chat if anyone is sticking around. I'll just be like a quick 1 minute. Thank you for the sub and the follow back to back. White Freeze, welcome to PPK Roleplay. We are in Gothic Earth, trying to solve some murders
And also serve some tea.
and serve some tea. And I
That's right.
will be right back. But you guys are welcome to take a quick break as well, or talk to chat, or whatever. BRB.
All right.
I will also return momentarily.
Be back in a moment. So what do
Oliver,
you...
it's just you and me.
Well, I guess we're all by ourselves. We'll just I guess we'll just
Well,
we'll just sit in the alleyway.
accents.
We'll just sit in the alleyway comparing notes. Like, okay, I have Jane Edwards and Dr. Richards. And it's like, actually, I kind of like.
Dick is murdering.
Oh my gosh, I missed the intros. Can you tell me about your characters? Sorry, I have to keep doing the accent, or else it's really hard to get back into the accent.
Yeah,
So
every time Sturk does his Cockney accent, it's like
it throws.
I don't know where I am.
It throws me off so much. So you go first.
Yeah, so Annis is a pale lass. She has red hair, and it's half of it is shaved. She's usually smoking some backy. Tell me about Oliver.
It's like
I
smoking
practiced
backy.
that all
Done.
day.
All right, that's all you need to know. All right, I am playing a half-orc fighter. His name is Olidor. He actually goes by Ollie. We never really got into that part, but they're very good. He is. He has a little bit of a long bit of red hair, and he
Fire
the side.
twins.
Yes, there you go. The sides are a little bit. There's a slight fade, but he has mainly his long hair, and he has more of the human characteristics rather than the orcish. He still does have his orc tusks, but
All right.
they don't protrude, or they're not as prominent
Nice and
as other
hidden.
half orcs. I'm sorry.
Is it nice and hidden?
Yes, yes, they barely kind of protrude, um, and yes, that's pretty much. He's not smoking the baki, but he's pretty for a fighter. He's pretty, I guess, beefy, and
Pure
yeah,
body.
yes, likes he's a drinker. All he is. All right. Well, you guys are back. I'm going to use a restroom super quick. I just
So
wanted to do the trade off.
I did go ahead. Go ahead, Mars. I did listen to a bunch of Sherlock quotes before this, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that I have at least Sherlock's voice down, and everyone else is, whatever compared to Sherlock. And then I heard all of your guys' voices back to back, and I was just like, well, these are all just going to become into one.
Yep. Every time someone else is doing an accent, it's like, I have no idea where mine is. I'm going to pull up Gerard Butler in the background here and just have him play in the background on a loop.
Did you, did you describe your character, Luca, for Sarah?
I can again.
I was just asking if you did already. Okay,
Yeah.
she did. Okay, Sarah, did you get to explain yourself to Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah, explain yourself to Sarah.
What character are you playing? Because Sarah missed the intro.
I'm so confused right now.
In chat, Sarah is in chat. She missed
Oh.
the intros.
Hello, Sarah Frank. So confused. Okay, yes. I'm playing Sarah, who is a elven rogue. I don't know why I went with rogue. Wizard, or half elf rather, who comes from a disgraced noble house. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm a little bit prissy.
Just a little bit. All right, and then just once again for everyone who came in a little late, Chelsea, do you want to describe your character?
Right, yeah, sure. Look, so Chell, we go with Chell, Cry, right? Oh, my parents call me Chelsea. He's a proper lad from East London. He is. Born and raised on the streets. A bit of a tough, bit of a rough and tumble sort of fella. Gets his job done, gets paid, moves on. That sort of guy. Oh, that's rude. Bit of a jerk. He only threatened to rough up 2 people this far.
You threatened to slit an old lady's neck. What do you mean?
That's,
It's an old lady in D&D.
I'll have you know, I was yeah, I have a precedence double. Last time I shot a key through old lady's head. Okay, so now I have to shoot some old lady. All right, it's clear. Me, old ladies, and high velocity objects have a thing.
Yeah, well, not to
Alrighty
mention,
then.
if you grew up anywhere around this area, you probably have to be a little tough. These are
Got to be a little salty, if you will.
these are harsh streets out here.
We out here in the mean streets of London.
Mean streets of London. Well, yes, especially if you're a woman who spends a lot of time out and about. You're very scared of being murdered at any second. It looked like Oladar was coming back. So, before he gets back, if you guys have any questions before we dive back in, go ahead and throw them out. Thanks again to the new followers and the subs. Appreciate ya. If you don't know already, everything like that in TPK gets split between the people that are you see right here playing and whatnot. We share the love. So you could be buying each one of them half a burrito, as Brian said earlier.
Ah, love half burritos.
I mean, sometimes the first half of the burrito is the best half. Let's just be honest.
No
That's
regrets with half a burrito.
You usually buy
It's
the last half. You're like, it's just beans and a tortilla. What am I doing?
If it's a Chipotle burrito, by the time you get to the second half, you're like, I'm really full, but this doesn't warm up all that well, so I'm just gonna finish it anyways.
Oh, Tony is the one who came up with half a burrito. My bad. I'm giving the wrong credit here. All right, are you back, Mars?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to fill up my water.
Okay, so you guys have some more information. Um, let's see. Let's recap. So you've been to the crime scene. You've talked to the spirit lady who knew a little bit, but she didn't know too much. What are you guys thinking? You can go ahead and take a little bit of shelter from the rain and talk it out amongst yourselves.
Dennis will just look at everyone. Think we should go to the house? See
I-
another one of them symbols.
I agree. I think this whole Dr. Richards ordeal is kind of important to look at. But
Yeah.
And this dick is murdering.
His old lady knocked herself out. You know what I mean?
well, I'm not gonna lie. I she definitely was a fiery lass. Uh, I think she might have put up a fight. She wouldn't have gone down swinging.
What house are you guys trying to go to?
The castle out, or we're talking about the
Gun Street?
yeah.
Yeah, 52 Gun Street.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
Alice's original home.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep, that is definitely somewhere where you know, and Chelsea can probably help direct you a little bit, since you guys had a hard time reading the map.
Chelsea, go on yourself. Lead the way.
Oi, I'm working on it. Don't rush me.
It's like,
Fucking hell.
All
Streets
right.
of London don't walk themselves.
So, is that where you guys are heading then? Is to the 52 Gun Street?
I
All right, great. Let's go ahead and move over here. Let me orient this for stream. Alrighty. Well, this map is terrible for stream. It's all good. It'll work out. Go ahead and throw your tokens by this fountain here. All right. Let's see. Oh no.
I got bad news for you. This is the map that I used for Velaki. We've gone ahead and stepped into a demiplane.
You
some bad
used
news.
it. You used it for what?
I used it for Velaki and Curse of Strahd.
Oh, nice. So, the area takes you over to this right here, and when you arrive, you realize that it is a lodging house, which kind of, when you arrived, makes sense. I'm sure you can assume what type of lodging house it is, but you were there, you were outside. On the front is a little sign that's going in the wind that says Mr. Tenpenny's Lodging House. It's a 2-story brick establishment.
Well, I guess I'll go ahead and head inside.
Right. Looks like we're gonna have to go in.
All right.
Anyone
Even if
opposed?
we don't get any information, we will still have a good time.
Great.
So,
Well,
by
let's focus
house,
on the
like
job at
there's
hand.
like a red light or a lantern on the front of this place. Is that what we're saying here?
No, not necessarily. It's just like it's not it's not a whorehouse to be upfront, but it's very obviously a place where a lot of prostitutes might stay, due to the fact that it's very cheap to rent a room there.
So it's like a Motel 6.
Maybe worse than a Motel 6.
So it's a Motel 4.
It's a
Yeah,
Motel
there you
4.
go. Motel 4. Um, all right.
Roxanne. I'm sorry, I just read that.
Is everyone is everyone walking in? No one is hesitating.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in, a lady like immediately greets you, and she's like, "Oh, you poor little things! Oh, come in, come in. Get out of the rain. Please, have a seat."
Thank you.
And immediately, she's just like the most warm-hearted person you've ever met. She looks and she says, "My name's Mrs. Ryder. I'm the manager here. What can I do for you?"
Pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Ryder. We're here investigating a death. I'm sorry to say.
Oh, poor Alice. Well, before we get too far, can I offer you a cup of tea?
Oh,
Oh,
love
bless.
heavy.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sure
okay.
thing.
And she like beckons to the back of the kitchen real quick, and she just like sits down at the table with you guys, but she just keeps saying, "Oh no," before the tea gets there. And you see
Who brings the tea?
yeah,
She
yeah.
just summon tea from the back.
Yep, you
'Cause
see
Alice is gonna be hella impressed with that.
you see like a teenage boy covered in like soot and stuff just come running out with a bunch of tea and some crumpets, of course.
Thank you.
And plops it down, and Mrs. Ryder kind of shoos the kid very politely, and she starts sipping on the tea. She's like, "I'm assuming this is about poor Miss Alice."
Hi.
Hi.
Damn right.
Well, she used to live here, of course. Poor, beautiful thing. She was only 40.
Only. You alright?
I mean, I guess it is quite old in these times, but
Did she make a fair wage?
oh, do any of us around here really make a fair wage?
Oh, I sorry to ask, but do you happen to know who Alice's last client was happens to be?
Yeah, who was your
Um,
last John?
Can I ask what you mean by client?
Who was the last person that she was with before her death?
Oh, I don't know. She was out at work. I don't. I know she has a very honest job. I don't know doing what, but she never returned from work.
And you didn't ken it what she does, but you know it's honest.
Well, of course, she always paid on time, and she was a very
Oopsie daisies.
a very pleasant young lass. I just assumed
course.
that maybe she was working with the bookkeeper or something.
Bookkeeper, you say?
She was
Probably
keeping
right.
books, all right.
Are you inferring that she did something else?
No.
No,
Didn't say
nothing.
Did, did she ever have friends come to visit here?
Oh no, she was always alone here.
I hate to intrude, but is there any possibility that we could go up to Alice's living space and kind of look around, do some.
You see, we're investigating
Yes.
on behalf of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I was just
Probably
about
should have led with that.
Yes, I was just about to ask under whose authority. But of course, if you're here with Sherlock,
The highest.
you may go right up. It's last door on the left at the top.
Has the scene been disturbed at all?
No, I haven't been able to bring myself to change it, to clean it up yet.
And what about the little one? Even in there cleaning?
Oh no, I don't trust him to do the cleaning. You know how boys are.
What about the coppers? Any coppers that came in to check out the room?
You know, that's a great question. No, I don't think. Why would they not? It's very strange. Damn bobbies. Around here they never do much work when these women go missing.
So in your own words, no one has gone into the room.
No.
All right. Thank you for the tea.
Oh, of course, my little boy.
Question: Is it actually good tea or?
Of course, it's very good English tea.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if
Not
I'd like
quite
save
up to
face.
my standards, but
A
you know.
little weak for my taste.
You know, want something strong.
Wow.
You
I just
Southerners.
tell you that this is the nicest lady ever, and you just put on her tea.
No, I'm not saying it to
She's
her. I'm
weak!
saying it in general.
That was like Annis's personal thoughts.
Yeah, personal thoughts, exactly.
We're just overall horrible people, just threatening the little old ladies and insulting their tea. Yes.
My first time in the city.
Yeah, but
Live north.
she gives you free reign to go up and look at the room.
Quick question: Is the boy still like about?
Around.
No, he went back in the kitchen.
Okay. All right. All right.
Well,
What?
thanks kindly for the tea. Going upstairs now.
Oh yes, please bring her justice.
Certainly shall try.
Oh, that
Give it our effort.
poor Miss Alice. Oh. And she goes and she just is shaking her head and kind of walks back in the kitchen as well.
All right,
So yeah, I'll head up.
Annis is gonna start heading upstairs to the room.
All right, you you guys go to the room, and as you walk in, you notice that it doesn't look like it's been professionally cleaned, I guess you could say, or anything like that. But everything is in nice order. The bed
Annis
is made.
Gonna nat 20 on her investigation.
Oh well, fine. Let me just not tell you any more of the unnecessary details.
Continue. Just be really detailed. All in.
As soon as Annis walks in, she's just like, "Yep, this is a bedroom." But then she sees like a small card that's pushed between the wall boards, kind of sticking out, and it's basically the only thing that looks out of place.
But really, I'm wondering about that bedspread.
I mean, it's made perfectly made. If you guys need to rest, it's getting pretty late. You could all cuddle up in the bed together.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about sleeping in the
can I go
room
and,
with the.
pull the card?
Yes, of course. And the card is loading real quick, but you pull it out, and it has a name written on it that is Dr. Richard Edwards.
That dick was here.
Well, we don't know if he's the dick.
Well, it says Dr. Richard right there.
Ah, well, you mean the Richard? Ah, okay. Gotcha.
As
Dick was here.
as you guys start talking about it and notice, Mrs. Ryder kind of pops in and she's like, "Oh, I didn't notice that before." She's like, "I know that Alice did mention she visited the clinic about 2 weeks before."
And what clinic was this? Anna's gonna take out her super cool Sherlock Holmes notebook.
Oh, I don't know. She just mentioned visiting a clinic.
I
I've never. Can I see the card?
Uh, of course.
She
Anna's will hand it over.
she she turns it over and looks at it, and she's like, "Well, nope, I've never heard of him, but probably in the fancier parts of town."
Is there not an address on the card?
You know, that'd be really smart, wouldn't it? If there was an address.
The DM making notes for herself.
Not even for myself. It's just not in the actual.
Well, there's just not one.
Yeah, it's just not. It's just not on there. But
Private clinic.
but as you guys are looking at it and questioning why there's no address, Mrs. Ryder says, "If you need to find someone, I would suggest going to the 10 Bells pub."
I could do with a bevy. Where's the pub?
It's on the other side of town, of course. Leonard, there, he might be able to help you.
All right. Thank you very much. Can I roll? I guess I don't know. I'm assuming it'd be an investigation because it's inside the room and not perceiving anything. But I mean, you're the DM. I just want to note it. Like, I want to see if there's, besides the card, is there anything either like out of place or anything that could link that she's been somewhere else? Like, just anything.
Nope, nothing. She doesn't
Oh,
really
I didn't-
have very many
okay.
belongings. She has maybe one extra outfit that wasn't on her when she died. Everything is in pristine condition. Doesn't look like she uses it very often. Probably just comes to rest at night, and that's about it. She works a
Loves it.
very hard, honest job, you know?
Real hard.
Very hard.
Seems to be living a pretty Spartan lifestyle. Well,
I feel like we get to the pub.
I agree. We should look
I
for
could do
this.
with a bevy and maybe some scrum.
Yeah, maybe look for this. Was it Leonard person?
Yeah, Leonard.
Leonard.
No, we'll look for Lenny.
All right. So are you guys heading to the pub, or are you wanting to take a rest or anything first?
What time is it?
Annis will step outside and light up a smoke and wait for the others.
Lenny and the Bevs.
It's getting pretty late, but I mean, not terribly. Maybe like 11 p.m. You could assume that a pub would still be going until early morning hours, you know?
Okay. I don't know about you guys, but perhaps I should drop my pencil on the floor. Perhaps
That sounds like a great
we-
plan.
Yeah. Should check out the pub, and then if we need to rest, depending how far it is, we could come back here. Not in this room specifically, but at least we know there's a place where we can lay our heads for the night.
Sure. I mean,
Perhaps we
place,
might check in with Sherlock to inform him of
What we found?
our yes.
Yeah, might be a good idea. But I'm open to suggestions. And I'm also going to pick up my pencil.
Yeah, so it's not the next day yet, so it's probably safe to assume that Sherlock isn't available until tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, that's
well,
what I
yeah,
assumed was what the case, but I didn't want. Okay, no, cool.
I just remembered it being evenings,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, we can go to the
Alright.
pub then, and
All right. onward to the pub we go.
Also, it's a good movie.
So you're gonna come back and you're gonna traverse back through the town, and now you're basically over here is the pub. They just shoot you all over here. This one is definitely nicer. Not in the nicest area. It's kind of still a rough and tumble area. But it's not as bad as where you just came from. Let me just get the map going.
Annis will walk in and be like, "Oh, that's more like it."
Yeah. So, this is the 10 Bells Pub. It is on the ground floor at the corner of Commercial and Church Streets. The interior is pretty cramped and grimy, with tiled walls and heavily marked floor, and then a large wooden bar. So it's kind of just, good old used bar. Sees a lot of faces, sees a lot of action.
I'll walk up to the bar and be like, "Can I get a pint? Also, I'm looking for Lenny."
The guy kind of, doing the classic, just polishing one of his little steins. It never gets fully clean. He just takes it, looks at it, pours some beer in it, hands it to you, and then just is like,
"Thank you."
points at the back when you mention Leonard's name.
I'll lift up my beer and do like a nod at him, and pass him however much coin I need to. Shillings, farthings, something.
Whatever you do not give him a pound.
Yeah.
Ollie's already made that mistake.
Just 5 pence. Just 5
And then I'm
pence.
gonna ask him, "You got any tatties?"
Excuse me, miss, any what?
"Tatties. Taters."
Oh, a hot toddy.
Nah. Potatoes.
Oh, boil them, mash them,
Mash them,
stick 'em
stick 'em
in
in
the
the
stew.
Potatoes.
Oh my
It's
god.
just like went into
I
like
was
King
thinking
of the Hill.
like Samwise. Potatoes.
That,
Yeah.
that just completely
Potatoes.
that just
Any
completely
tatties, mince and tatties.
yeah, that completely threw me off whatever voice I was doing. Yes. Yes, I can muster up some potatoes for you. And he goes and he grabs 2 potatoes and he just puts them down on the table for you. There you go.
Are they cooked?
No.
Right, you mind cooking them?
What do I look like, a chef?
Hey, you got some chips here?
And he points at like a bowl of like dried mushrooms and stuff. He's like, "It's what we call chips around here."
Yeah, I'll pass. Thank you for the pint. I'll head to the back for Lenny.
All right, what is everyone else doing?
Yeah. Hi.
I'm not drinking anything in here, that's for sure.
Do you happen
Sarah.
to have any other refreshments other than anything alcohol related?
He hands you a glass and he says, "Well, it's London. You can go stand outside and hold this straight up."
Thank you. I just slide the glass back. Have a nice day. And I walk away. And I'm gonna follow Annis.
All right. Is everyone heading to Leonard, or is anyone doing anything else?
Is
Who
Leonard
else is in the pub?
It's getting kind of late, so it's basically what you would imagine the late crew to be. Leonard being one of them. Maybe 2 other guys playing a drinking game more towards the front of the pub. But that's about it.
What's my constitution? No.
If they had a kitchen here, it's definitely closed. It's after hours.
Is Lenny by himself in the back, or is there anybody? Can we see him from where we are?
Yeah, he's by himself.
Question, when you say the
Wait
back, do you
for-
mean like the back, like like in the office in the back, or like in the back of the bar, just chilling by himself at a table?
Just chilling by himself at a table.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if
I
he
thought
was
it was
like
a
a.
back room too, but okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought too. I just wanted to clarify.
Nope.
Yeah.
If we're going off
What
of
is
Lord
this?
of the Rings references, you remember when they first see.
Strider.
Yep.
The prancing pony. Yes.
He's just sitting in the back having ale to himself.
Smoking a pep.
What does his
Does he-
mug look
what's his-
like?
Can I cool check him if he's giving off Strider vibes or like to see how cool,
What's his cool
he
meter?
looks in the corner?
Let's see. I wouldn't say you don't have to roll. He's not very cool. He's pretty built. He's a stout man. He
works in accounting, really.
He has a very pronounced overbite. Kind of just looks like
Strider
he keeps to
vibes.
himself.
As Ollie catches up with me, I'm gonna be like, oh, that was a bit of a ball bag.
Yeah, he's
Handing me raw tatties.
doesn't seem like he's very personable.
And I'll like kind of lift my chin up at this guy in the back and be like, "Oh, you Lenny?"
Oh, how do I do this? Yeah, who's asking?
My name's Annis. I'm here on business regarding missing persons.
I don't know nothing about missing persons.
Well, she's missing in the way that she's dead.
Well, then that's not rightly missing, is it? That's dead.
Beg to differ. She's missing from this earth.
She do be
Yeah.
kind of
She's not-
missing though.
It's not really though. I mean, we got a body.
I guess you got me there. No, I don't know any dead people. Don't like making friends with dead people.
Right?
Well-
You know any doctors by the name of Dick? Or Richard?
Oh, Richard. Nope. Can't say I do.
See, my friend here has come down with an ailment. Can't help him. He's gonna die in 2 months. I'm gonna point.
Are you pointing at me?
So,
Oh my god.
we heard that there was a Dr. Richard here. That could help us.
Well, that bastard could... Nope. Oh, no, Dr. Dick. Don't know anything. Sit here, drinking beer, drinking ale. I reckon you should probably be about your way.
Well, how
My
about
persuasion was 6.
I give you another glass, and then I'm gonna get another flagon or whatever it's called, a pint glass.
So at this
pitcher.
point, you guys are kind of getting the idea that this Leonard is very disagreeable in his temperament. Doesn't really want to talk to you. Giving him a pint might help a little. So
All right.
as you slide it over, he kind of looks at you weirdly, and he's like, "Well, thanks for the free ale."
No problem. But here's the thing: nothing comes for free, eh?
What are you getting at?
We look. Here's the thing. Is that in character, or is that
Go.
you?
Go on.
Are you
Yeah.
dying?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just the pollution here is pollution. Sorry, give me a minute. And he takes a drink. That's better.
Annis is gonna take her cigarette and just kind of stamp it out.
On the table.
Sorry.
So we were told by the manager at the at the 10 Bells if we were needed to find someone, you're the man. So we figured we'd come this way. Look, we'll give you some if you're looking for some money. We can pay you a little bit, but
I don't need no money. I'm fine on my own. Um, what are you rolling for insight, Sarah?
I rolled insight to see if he was telling the truth about not knowing this there Dr. Richard, especially since he slipped up and said something about.
Definitely not telling the truth. And just does not want to talk about it or talk to you guys necessarily. But Ollie, go ahead and roll a persuasion.
a persuasion. Let's see, where's my persuasion? Ooh, Matt, I'm not very charismatic. That's persuasion. That's a 12.
Better than my 6.
You are so close that I'll say, with the fact that you also bought ale, you barely get him talking. You guys have just been pestering, and he kind of looks over at Chelsea and he's like, "What's wrong with this one?"
Everything.
Got a mean look
Oi.
on his face.
Oi! I'm just waiting for you to fucking loosen up your lips now, huh? We're calm, decent folk here, except for those of us who seek to put judgment on others, it seems.
Well, you've just been scowling the whole time. Apologize.
That's my face when I haven't had a drink.
He yells and he's like, "Oi! Barkeep! Get us around. This is gonna be a terrible conversation."
You're fucking right, it will.
And he says, "All
Yeah,
right,
wanker.
all right, all right. Well, poor Alice Mackenzie. Yeah, I know her. What do you want to know?"
Oh, you knew Alice. I wasn't expecting that.
What's she do for a living?
"I think you know, and I bet you know why I know her."
Truly don't.
"Well, I was obviously a client. That's why I don't really, just go out talking about my private life with everyone."
You mean your private's life?
Oh, he's got jokes, this one.
Ooh.
What is it to you? What are you trying to figure out? Why are you here asking about Alice?
Well, she died
Well,
of a terrible sexually transmitted disease.
no shit, sure. What? Huh?
She
No,
used to get checked. Maybe
you,
by this doctor.
you're funny. You're funny. I don't have any burning down there.
You will.
Just
Takes a
wait
while to
about
get in. If
just
you
wait
know
about
any
3 to 4
doctors,
weeks.
It'd be a good time to go visit him.
Everyone knows she was murdered by that Jack the Ripper. And
The who?
Jack the Ripper. Ain't heard of him. What are you, not from London?
Well, Jack doesn't sound like Richard.
We heard that she was. She might have been going to Dr. Richards.
Oh,
You bet-
yeah, that bastard. You call
Aye.
him Dr. Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Yeah, I told her not to visit him. Just bad luck. Every one of his clients has died by the hand of Jack the Ripper.
Hmm.
Can I roll for insight real quick?
Of course.
Okay.
Every single fucking one. That's a bit of a coincidence, ain't it?
Okay, maybe not everyone, but a lot of the ladies, especially those in Alice's, profession, they visit the good doctor, and a couple weeks later they're dead.
Where might we find this Dr. Richards?
You
Oh.
couldn't have led with that.
Listen, I don't, like I
We
said,
bought you a pint.
going around admitting what I do in my free time. Some people still look down on it. This mate over here, he's probably more up my alley. He probably doesn't judge or partaken. Ain't that
Of course
right?
not.
What's your name, lad?
Oh, you call me Chill.
Aye, chill. After all this, we'll have to buy you another pint.
Of course you will. Because you're a good man. Yeah.
Someone asked if he knows where the doctor lives.
Yeah, where can we find him?
Well, I don't know if I really know where he lives, but I know where he operates. He operates at the clinic found on Whitechapel Road, of course. By the Salvation Army hostel. You won't miss it.
So I was going to ask to try to get an insight to see if he had feelings for Alice, but I rolled a 1, so I don't know shit.
Of course he had feelings for her. He was in love with her, maybe, possibly. Maybe he didn't care. Maybe you care. Maybe you're in love with her.
Shut up!
I don't know if he had feelings, but they definitely had feeling.
But,
So,
Shared some feelings.
look, if he cared about Alice, why have you not confronted the Dr. Dick, as you say?
Kind of worse for wears. Don't know if you can hear my voice. I'm not one to start fights. Just wasting my life away now.
have you ever been to this doctor?
No, of course not. Doctors, as he spits on the ground, what do they know?
Well,
Well, good luck with your lungs.
aren't you smoking?
I go to the doctor.
It's okay. He pulls out a big cigar, and he lights it up, and he offers his light to Annis as well.
Oh, thank you. I got a +2 to my constitution.
Obviously this is tearing you apart, but
Yeah.
I'll have you know that we are on the job. We are investigating this.
Oh, is that so? Regular old Sherlock's over here, huh?
Well, we actually work. We are under Sherlock's employ.
Oh,
Fucking right.
no shit.
Yeah,
He does a fake bow.
you don't need to do that. But
Annis is gonna sarcastically bow back. Fucking sent us himself.
Oh, well, I didn't know I was in the presence of royalty here.
Well,
But
now you do.
if you're going to Whitechapel Road, I'd get on it. It's getting really late. You don't want to meet him, the Ripper.
I figure we actually might.
Well, none of us here are whoring. We should be safe.
I mean, you're right, pretty lass. Yourself, you never know, could get mixed up.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna
Thank
knock
you.
over his beer.
Oh, feisty at it.
I roll 2 pence and I was like, sorry for the beer. Thank you for your concern and your information. And I book it out.
Yeah, he tips his bowler hat a little bit,
My lady.
and he grabs another one of the mini beers that got put on the table and just starts sipping it and going back to sulking.
I'm gonna grab another one too and then head towards the door.
Yeah, same.
Taking it as fast as I can.
Top it off.
There's definitely some hesitation from Ollie as he's passing the bar. He's like stopping, then stops, walks a little bit, stops, and then
Like, if you're
finally-
gonna have a fucking drink, have a fucking drink. Don't fucking tow around, eh?
Before before you leave, he was like, "Oh, hold up," and he like waves a piece of paper towards you guys.
Aye.
He hands it to you, and it's like a drawing. It's a kind of a recreation of let me show you. I can show you instead of describing it. So this is Alice, and this was kind of a recreation, a reenactment, you could say, of when they found the body and whatnot. And he says, "This is basically what happened. Don't know if it'll help, but you probably missed the body, so here you go."
All right. I appreciate it. Real quick, how did you get your hands on this base paper?
I drew it.
Ah, I see.
If I can drew this.
Did they
He's
not
a
tell
real
you that
prophet.
I'm the bookmaker?
Did he?
No, I did not hear that.
Yes. I mean, maybe
Somebody
barely.
said bookkeeper, but
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
did you see the body?
I get it. All right.
I didn't see it. Just talk to the friggin' bobbies. Don't know shit, them bobbies.
What did the Bobby say?
Well, you have the image. This is what they said.
Aye. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Gonna wet my whistle before my voice goes completely out.
All right. I'll do that.
Alright. See if I can recover from that. So now you have an idea of that. And we'll bring this back up.
Oh god, the map.
So you're heading to Whitechapel Road. Is that one pretty easy to see?
Yeah.
That's on the
Where we're
bottom,
going?
right?
Yeah, it's Cable Street. That's how you say Whitechapel in British.
Yeah, it's definitely not the biggest road right in the middle, top right.
All right.
Up near the hospital there?
Yep. Is that
So
where you guys are heading?
Yeah, I'll show the picture to the group, and just so they get an idea of what it looks like. So, what do you guys see in the picture? Like, besides
Honestly
the
impressed.
fairly obvious.
That arsehole drew this.
Well, I mean,
Who knew?
he's definitely has some talent. I'll give him
He's
that.
got some talent.
When
It's a little weird that he drew it, but I
Yeah.
mean, he's got talent.
Yes, true. When we look at the picture, besides obviously, the picture, can we see any like injuries or anything in the picture? Anything we can make out in the picture?
There's the blood depicted, but not really the injuries.
Okay.
Was it an accurate representation of the alleyway that I was admiring earlier?
Mostly accurate, like 90% ish.
We can assume it's like 90% accurate of the actual murder scene.
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty simple.
Question for you all. In the picture, there's in the drawing. Sorry, there's this object to her right on the ground, right by the blood. What do you suppose that is?
It's her hand.
No. Next to her right, right by the
No,
street
like-
on the sidewalk.
Yeah, like at the curb above her there.
It's her hand.
Her hand was cut off, but she has both of her hands attached to her body.
What are you talking about?
It's
like
her.
the dark-
It's to the left of her.
Oh, okay. Someone said right.
It's to her right.
It's her.
yeah.
It's her right. Yes.
Oh, her right.
Yes, what I said.
Yay. It's blood.
Above the blood, above the trail of blood, there's a.
All
It
this
looks
is
like
blood.
a mitten.
It's blood.
Yeah.
It's blood.
Oh,
She had an
all right.
oven mitt out on
Listen.
the street with her.
This picture is not gonna give you any answers. Says a voice in the wind.
Oh look,
Continue on with the story.
This is
stock
just for
photo.
flavor.
Okay, so yeah.
Are you guys heading to the clinic, or are you doing anything
Yeah.
else?
I'm just walking down the I'm smoking,
I mean,
walking in the rain
aren't-
towards the hospital.
Are we assuming they're going to be open at like midnight?
Hey, that's the thing. Well, I mean, we could check it out, but we really, unless we break in, I don't think we'll really be able to do any investigating. But I mean, that's all up to you guys.
Well, I'm scunnered. I can go get a rest. Think we should tuck in?
Hey,
Go in the morning?
Hey,
Or you want to break in?
well, it's. I
that
mean,
might defeat our or that might hamper our investigation.
right.
Should we be discovered?
Well, we have two options. We can either check it out, to scope the place out tonight, and then take some rest, or scope it out and also break in. But I mean, ultimately, it's up to you.
Can I roll an insight on what I think the chances are that another girl's gonna get murdered tonight? And also, I rolled a dirty 20.
Yeah, I mean, with what you've kind of been learning, and the area, and the legend, you would probably think that time is, of the utmost importance. The sooner you can solve it, the better, most likely.
All right, listen. I think Dr. Dick is murdering girls, or at least he's telling someone who is. I say we break in,
All right.
Oh,
scunnered or not. I say we keep going.
knew I liked you.
All right.
On the way back to the inn, would we be passing nearby the hospital?
No, you'd probably stay right of the inn to go to the hospital. It's like very far right in
Okay.
in an area you haven't really traveled yet.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can condone this breaking in, but perhaps we can scout it out and
Done or not, I'm gonna do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
the situation.
You scout out, right?
If you're
And
feeling
and
a
we'll
little
head in.
weak, you can tuck in for the night.
Split the party. Split the party. Split the.
If there's suspicious activity, then we do what we must. But
Sweetie girls are getting murdered.
Here's the thing. Look,
I'd say that's suspicious.
I also at the very least we'll just check out the hospital or the clinic. Sorry. And
See
then
what this
we'll go
Dr.
from
Dick is
there.
up to.
Exactly.
So, since there is talk of breaking in, and you rolled the insight, Annis also knows that if you're gonna break in somewhere, you don't wait until daytime. You do it late at night. So,
I think if we're gonna break
Chances
in,
of discovering something are higher at night too. Everyone's awake. I'm not there to
Exactly.
hide secrets.
I agree
I-
with checking it out. I just
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to plan to break in without knowing anything about
don't worry.
them yet.
Let's just check it out at least.
Yeah, you check out the outside, right? And we'll go inside and break in.
Sounds like a plan.
Right? Why,
All right.
why are you so hesitant?
Breaking into this doctor's offices without knowing the true, without knowing more information, just seems like a poor plan. Perhaps we could, if he's not the killer you suspect him to be, then we might lose a source of information.
Ach, away.
Well, here's the thing. So far, we've investigated 3 different locations, and 2 of the 3 have led us to this Doctor Dick.
3 of the 3.
The 3, well, yeah. Uh, so ultimately, you kind of have to look at the signs.
Aye, we definitely should. He is definitely our next lead, but let's just go check it out, see what we see.
It's like, I give up. Done.
We've
Right, we'll break in,
corrupted our party member.
and you have a moral quandary about the whole thing, right? You stay out
She's got
there and
morals.
think about if it's the right thing or not, and then we'll break in while you're doing that.
Oh, he's talking.
So you guys start to
You're
make
buying that
your way to Whitechapel Road. As you kind of get there, you suddenly start to feel like how you would feel if maybe you're being watched. Maybe how you would feel if you were in an area that's definitely had a lot of murders.
Do we hear boss music?
No. It's just
Do we hear boss music?
the rain does just go away for once for a little, but it's just really eerie and kind of quiet but ominous now. But you continue down Whitechapel Road um, towards the clinic. So this part of Whitechapel is very busy. The wide streets are filled with pedestrians and horse-drawn carts all day and into the evening, and there are homeless everywhere. You make your way to where the clinic was described, and it occupies the bottom floor of a cramped 3-story terrace. The door is locked, and a sign on the door says, "The Whitechapel Road Clinic is closed until further notice." Signed, Dr. Richard Edwards. You do see the Salvation Army hostel right next door, and one of their officers is out there collecting donations, with a bell or however you want to envision that.
Until further notice. That's an interesting sign to put on a clinic.
Suspicious.
Aye.
You guys discuss it real quick, and I drink a lot of water, so I'm gonna BRB real quick.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, my roll 20 has died.
Uh-oh.
Like it stopped working, or is it just sucky rolls?
Yeah, it's just like dead.
Oh, like all of roll 20.
Yeah, I can't log in. It stopped
Oh.
responding. It's a whole thing.
That's not good.
Oh no.
At least
It's
I
a
am
me.
not the DM right now.
Yeah, that would do
Usually
that.
this sort of things happen to me while I'm DMing.
Whew. So,
Oh,
quick
here we
question.
go.
How do you guys feel about the accents so far?
Good. I'm sure they're terrible. Mine's all over the place. It's
Yes, mine is too. All right, I will be right back as well. Just gotta grab something super quick.
there. You're too nice. I know I'm not doing great. Oh my gosh, roll 20 load. Come on.
Yeah, am not trying to maintain any sort of accent. Just like I'm not that brave.
Leaning in. That's what I'm doing. Just leaning in.
Lean into the cringe. It's okay.
Yep. Oh hey, I'm back. I'm back in Roll20.
I'm thinking.
Finding it, yeah, is one thing. I feel like there was a period of afternoon today where I got it just, and then keeping it is the problem, especially when everyone is using different accents.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the hard part.
It's like, I don't know what my accent is anymore. He was just doing Cockney, and I feel like I'm Cockney now, but I'm like maybe a merge of like, I swear I just went Spanish for a second. I don't know, like.
I said that I drank too much water, and then I went and got another angry water because I destroyed my voice
Yes.
with Leonard's voice. I pour it up.
Yeah, that seemed painful there.
We aim to please white face.
All right. What are you guys doing? You're outside.
Missing one, but
Yeah, we're still missing Ollie.
Oh no! Did you guys switch again? No.
Sorry,
okay.
I had to change. I had to change the chair. It's really squeaky.
squeaky
It was
chair.
driving me crazy.
Oh, okay. So you guys are outside the clinic. It has that note. This area is a little more bustling than you thought, but the Salvation Army officer is to your right, most likely. But you guys are here.
And can they see us from where we are?
Oh yes, definitely at this door they can.
At this door.
I'm going to. I'm gonna walk to the guy at the Salvation.
Yeah.
The,
I'll walk with him.
and I would like to ask him a couple of questions.
Who said it was a guy?
You said, oh, I guess you did say Salvation Officer.
Tisk tisk.
I apologize.
So you guys approach Ida Johnson.
Assuming?
You guys approach Ida Johnson, a middle-aged woman with a cherubic face and graying hair.
Cherubic?
Yeah, cherubic. Like a cherub? Cherubic? Nah, that sounds so
Cherubic?
weird.
Cherubic.
Anyways, that's what's written. So she calls you guys over immediately.
Cherub-like.
Oh, having a childlike innocence or plump prettiness of a cherub.
Cherubic.
Yeah, she looks.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
similar to
cherubic?
Cherubic. She's
Cherubic.
It's a very.
Oh, Sarah knows.
she do be having that cute thick face though.
See, I've heard of like a cherub face, but I've never heard of a cherubic face.
I've
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah, she's got
I've
a
read the word, but I've never heard it said out loud. It's one of
she has a
those.
face like a cherub.
No?
Yeah.
But anyways, if you guys are approaching,
Back to D&D after our literature section.
yeah,
That's literally what it means.
you guys were walking towards her while she was also calling you over, and she says, "Well, the good doctor closed down that practice a couple weeks ago."
You said that practice? Where is this other one located, would you happen to know?
Oh, my apologies. He closed down the practice, and it'll be closed for some time.
Aye. Do you happen to know why?
Well, he was very upset last week to find out that one of his patients was murdered. Not far from here, apparently. This is also not the first time that one of his patients was murdered, from what I've heard.
Did you know him?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
Not a very confident answer, that.
Well, how do you truly know a person, right? I mean,
Do you
talk
know
to him a lot.
Getting pretty deep.
Yeah, like.
Whoa,
do
now
you
I
know
wasn't
his
ready for
name,
this
where he
emotional.
lives, like
Who
what
are we
streets he
really
on?
anyway?
Where's he
Do we
live?
even exist?
You see, all right. I know he's a good man. I don't think he had any involvement in this, but it's taken a toll on him to be accused, to be ridiculed, be shamed, start to lose your practice because people think that Jack the Ripper will come after you if you visit this practice. You can imagine. Poor man. He was a good man as far as I know.
I feel a bit worse for his patients.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. But we are the
But,
ones who have to
whatever.
we are the ones who have to carry on the living, right?
Is there anyone
You
else
get
that
real
worked at his
fucking
clinic?
heavy.
No, just him, just an honest, good clinic.
There's just one doctor running an entire clinic.
With my insight, I believe you.
I don't know where you come from. And he looks Sarah, or she looks Sarah up and down. You might come from more well-established towns, but you're in Whitechapel.
Don't I know it?
One doctor is very common for a clinic.
He didn't have
No,
any help,
I
any nurses, any
understand.
janitorial staff.
No,
People
not that
help
I know
out.
of. Nope. Just ran it by
Ugh.
himself, just an honest clinic. It's not the hospital. Are you looking for the hospital?
Oh, no, I mostly just interested in Dr. Dick here.
Does the good doctor work at the hospital as well?
No, private clinic. Oh, wait.
Did you ever see him for anything?
Let me think about. Did he ever? Did he ever work at the? Good question. No, he never worked there, but he has colleagues there, I would assume. Doctors tend to talk to each other, you know?
Do you know where we might be able to find him now? Perhaps where he frequents, or perhaps where he lives, that we could interview him.
Oh, I actually do know his address. But
That's a weird thing for you to know. Random coin collector at this army hospital.
as I've mentioned
Well,
before,
like 12 in the afternoon or 12 at night in the morning.
as I've mentioned
Given we are there
before, as I was saying, this is a small town. People know people. Word travels fast. It's not that weird to know the address of one of the only private practitioners in the area, especially one that's helped out so much and donated so much.
So if he's helped out so much and donated to this town, when I guess let me rephrase, when did all these connections between his clients and them being murdered started to happen?
I'd say probably a year ago.
Alright, and when did his wife kill herself?
Um, Strange question, but think about a year ago.
Jeez, with that one.
It's not a strange question anymore now, is it?
I don't know. I mean, how are those two related?
That is the point of interest to us, isn't it?
What does poor old Jane have to do with Jack the Ripper?
We're not
We
sure.
never
yet.
mentioned Jack the Ripper.
What? Oh my. Where are you from?
Where am I from? Me
Yes.
specifically, or are you talking the royal you?
Well, obviously, a lot of you are not from here.
A
Aye.
wee little part of Scotland, way up north.
Okay,
Probably haven't heard of it.
that makes sense. What about the rest of you?
I think I am from London.
Just not these parts, or what?
Not quite these parts, no.
Oh, and what about you, You handsome lad over there.
Oh well, from around here, it's all that matters. East End, as it were. Know what I mean?
So you know Jack the Ripper.
Of course I know Jack the fucking Ripper.
So I need to tell the story for all your new friends here.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you see,
Tell us the story.
you see, there's a murderer, and we call him Jack the Ripper. He goes around murdering poor, helpless women of the night. Just straight awful. Don't know why anyone would ever do it. Downright dastardly fellow. Some say they've seen him with a top hat, some kind of cane, some kind of sharp knife weapon. We've had 4, 5. Sometimes I lose count how many murders here in Whitechapel now. It's Jack the Ripper. Now, for Jane and Richard, that's a entirely different but equally sad story. You see, Richard used to treat a lot of people like Alice. He was very kind. They couldn't afford to go to the hospital. They couldn't afford the fancy treatments. Richard would take care of them. The theory goes that Jane, his wife, got very jealous, very jealous. She thought Richard was seeing his patients, and so she confronted him. He denied. She couldn't take it any longer. She took her own life about a year ago.
And is where he's living now the his current place of residency?
Yeah.
That's where he
So
was living before.
now that you know the story, you know these are not the same story. One is a sad, tragic story of love forgotten, and the other of a crazed murderer who walks the streets at night. Oh,
Well-
yes. Sorry, I'm just drabbling on over and over. The address. That's what you need. Might I ask again, who are you and why are you doing this?
Yes.
We were sent by Sherlock Holmes to look into the murders.
Well, then 17 Prescott Street is where you're looking for. Sorry for keeping you so long.
No, it's totally fine. You obviously have some connection or some feelings towards both these stories. Well, I mean, it is your town, so it's makes sense.
Yes. Yep. It's hard out here. Just trying to make a difference.
Before we go, how long do you know much of Dr. Richard's patients, such as Alice? Do you know how long she had been coming to see Dr. Richards?
Well, about as long as they need. He, like I said, was very generous, very kind. Just only took what they could offer as payment, of the coin variety, mind you. I don't give any mind to the rumors. He was devoted to Jane. He hasn't been the same since.
Right.
Well, good luck on handing out philosophy in the late night streets.
Just trying to help the people of the world, miss. But thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna walk
Can I-
back to the clinic.
Huddle.
Yeah, so as you guys kind of huddle back and walk back towards the clinic, it's almost like the eerie sounds just kind of increase, kind of start reverberating a little bit, and you feel something start to get very cold, and you feel like you're being followed. You kind of look like the guy here in the picture. Everyone is kind of looking at you. Someone in particular, back amongst the people, is looking at you, starting to follow you, and roll initiative.
Oh, crap.
Someone has noticed your presence, and you are getting too close.
Shoot. Just for walking towards the clinic? Do you want to fight?
All right, so we're gonna use.
How are we rolling initiative on this?
It's just your
Click on the word.
dexterity. Or yeah, that.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay, here we go.
So we're gonna come back to this city streets view, just for this purpose. You're gonna be in the street here, more out in the open. And what you guys start to notice is you notice one of the homeless starts like acting all like really weird, and starts walking really weird and is charging towards you guys. And let me throw that out there for you. Oh, this is not good. Hello?
Hi.
Excuse me while we have technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, roll 20. Roll 20 stopped.
For mine did during the break. I had to like exit it, load it, exit, load.
Oh no. Alright, well we might not be using roll 20.
A lot
Oh
of people
no
playing
no
Dungeons
no
and
no
Dragons.
no.
Oh yeah, they have DDoS protection up right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, they have site connectivity issues they're working on. Alright, sorry stream, just give me a second, see if I can get back in. I think I made it in.
Sorry, that's all there.
Alright, there's
Shivers
that.
down your spine.
Okay, we're good. Alright. Oh, not that. I almost grabbed the wrong thing. Alright.
Spoilers.
So this is what's barreling towards you. If you guys want to put yourself in any kind of marching order based on who wants to be in front, go ahead. Don't worry too much about the standing side by side. This street is big enough, but it's probably not to scale on roll 20. So let me refresh this for a second. Now my stream view went all wonky too. But what you see is you see what looked like at first a perfectly normal like homeless person, then just start like transforming kind of, and then comes barreling towards you. And
is it a robot in disguise?
it is definitely not.
Check
That whole messing with roll 20 threw me off. So let's see here. Alrighty. It's going to roll. Let's see. Oh, come on. Alright, that's where it is. Okay, so we have.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I am not in front. Just
So we have Ollie, Chell, and then that would be the person coming after you, and then you, and all right. All right. Are you guys positioned how you would like to be positioned?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Good old Ollie, you're up first.
All right. So I'm going to pull out. Real quick, he's like running straight towards us.
Yep.
Like he's clearly intent on like hurting us.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to uh, pull out my revolver, and I am going to. Oh, I'm going to ready an action. I'm going to yell, "If you keep moving, we will hurt you." And if he doesn't follow my command, I will fire.
All right. Chelsea.
Yeah, well, that's not what I was expecting, was it?
That accent was perfect right there.
Thank you. Working really hard at it. Well, I suppose I got a rush to bloke, don't I? Yeah, I'll move in and try and shake him. I know it's all about in Whitechapel.
Shake.
Here comes it's an 8.
Oh my gosh, that barely hits.
But it does. He'll take 6.
All right. Do you have anything else?
That's no sneak attacks. No, not now, so I'm all good.
All right. Well, you're front and center to get smacked on yourself now.
Yes, well.
It is going to try to like slam down on you with its arms, and it is going to be 10 versus AC.
That's not gonna hit.
Great, and that's all it can do. But it's just going to keep moving towards the group right after this. So go ahead and do your attack, Ollie. It's just coming closer. It moved.
Right.
It moved straight towards Chelsea. So you would have
It's a
shot
19 plus 7, so I'm assuming that hits.
it. Yep.
All right, 2d6 plus 6. All right, that's a 4 plus that's 10 points of damage.
All right. Nice. What did you do? The revolver.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nice. Okay, that took a hit as it blasts through the shoulder of the zombie, and just, we're gonna call it a zombie. What it looks like is, it looks like a person that's been taken over like way too many times and looks close to a zombie. And that would be good old Annis's turn.
All right. As this thing is coming rushing towards us, I'm gonna get very excited because this is my wheelhouse, and I've been trying so hard to investigate and failing. So I'm just gonna close my eyes for a second and just hear some bagpipes in my head, and I'm just gonna rage out and just get really excited for something I'm actually good at. And then
Some bagpipes.
bagpipes and like the smell of heather fields and like brackish waters. I'm just feeling those highlands right now. And I am going to rage, and then I'm gonna just pull out my greatsword and just come towards it, both-handed.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Yeah, you guys see Annis just run up, and how do you cut this poor man down?
Okay, 'cause I hadn't added my rage damage yet, but yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna come forward and just like, yes, and just lift my sword, like just pull it out from behind me, under my coat, and just slash down into it,
As soon as
like throwing my cigarette, pulling, yeah.
Yep, you
I'm so excited about this.
you cleave it almost in two, and then you see like this mist come out of it, and you see the guy drop to the floor, and his eyes kind of come back and look up at the sky as he dies. And there you go. You murdered him.
Murder hobo. Literal murder hobo.
Oh, God.
Awesome. I'm gonna stand there with my sword and be like, "What the fuck was this?" And I'm looking around to see if anything else is charging us.
Nope, nothing. Just the body now. Looks like a lot of people scurried away to get out of the way. Kind of spooky happening late at night.
Oh,
I need a
spooky.
bevy. It's gonna be at least a minute before my heart rate slows down. Mechanically speaking, a minute. I'm still raging.
All right, you guys are out of initiative. What do you want to do?
I would like to inspect the body.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, investigate it.
Yes, with my +1 investigation. That's a 14.
14. Yeah, so looking at the body, it looks, especially to Ollie, like it has been possessed. And maybe been possessed way too many times, which has caused deadening, like a deadening of the nervous system. And so that's why this person acted and walked so strangely when possessed. Their body is just rife with issues from being possessed.
Well, looks like we got a little bit of a problem. This fella's been taken over by somebody else. He's not in his right mind. Actually, he doesn't really have a mind of his own.
He's fucking dead now, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but I mean, before that, I mean, someone's been controlling him from within the shadows. And, I mean, someone's probably
Maybe
watching us.
ghost? But taking him over, how?
I don't know, but he's clearly been taken over, possessed. So I would maybe keep your wits about you. Keep an eye out in case, see for any people lurking in the dark, possibly staring at us. Perhaps we're being followed.
Can I pat
At
the
least
body
being
down? Is there
watched.
anything?
There is absolutely nothing on the body.
Yeah.
How close are we to the building here? The
The doctor's
Clinic.
house or the clinic?
the clinic.
You're still pretty close to the clinic.
Yeah, we're walking across the street, right?
You were starting to head towards 17 Prescott Street, yeah.
Huh. Well,
Oh, I thought we were just going back over to the clinic. I didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought we were going
Totally.
to the clinic. We were going to his house.
I thought we were heading back to the clinic from talking to the.
The Salvation and the clinic are like right next door to each other.
yeah.
So yeah, if you didn't start heading away, you didn't really have to walk very far to get back to the clinic anyway.
Yeah. So how what did that Salvation lady freak out when she saw some zomboid?
Yeah, everyone basically drew their shutters and is inside now.
With
Right.
that having happened, I'm assuming the street's fairly clear here. If we were to head toward the clinic.
Yeah, yep, it's pretty cleared out now. Besides,
Right,
of
the only-
course, the less fortunate still having to be out and about.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think if we're going to break into the clinic, now's the time to do it. The only thing we have to worry about is any bobbies.
Did you cast Detect Magic, Sarah?
I'm gonna start the ritual for it. Since
Alright.
yeah.
So, no one else in the party can cast magic, right? Or can they?
Right.
That's a no from everyone.
Yeah, that's no.
All right.
I am non-magical.
So you guys don't notice anything, and Sarah's detect magic doesn't really do too much. But Sarah, I need you to roll a d20 and add your proficiency bonus. Either your wisdom bonus or your charisma bonus, your choice.
Getting back to the core page. So wisdom. Oh, they're the same. So perfect. Okay. Ugh.
Okay, nope, you're fine. As you're casting the magic, you start to feel some some weird kind of presence trying to enter your mind, but you shake it away, and you cast detect magic, but there is no magic around. You don't detect any.
Okay. Okay. Um. Well, I will keep that. Um. I'll try to maintain that for a little while here, while we get closer to the clinic and see if there's any. Is there anything like if I come up to the door to the clinic, do I sense anything inside?
Nope, just see the note that it's closed. Normal door, normal 3-story ish building. Don't really sense anything, don't really hear anything beyond the door.
And there's no remaining residual anything from the body.
Nope.
Okay.
Chelsea,
This is
Yeah.
all too strange.
you were talking about breaking in. You still
Oh,
up
was
for
that
it?
mate? I thought we were having a conundrum about that.
Well, I mean, totally up to you.
Oh, well, you'll leave then. Yeah, give me a minute. I'm gonna try and case the place for the best way in.
Okay. Yeah, so after kind of looking it through, um, you see, let's see, that the front door might be a bad idea still. There's still some eyes that might be able to see you. But you do find that there is a back door that's a little more shielded from the street. And you could assume that that might be a better place to try to get in if you were doing that.
All right, I will head to the back door.
All right. Anyone else going to the back door?
Uh,
I can't hear anything.
right, see that?
Everyone is at the front still. Only Chelsea's going to the back.
If I would have followed him as he kind of cased around to kind of examine, because I am curious now.
Um, I'm gonna follow. Can I roll for perception to see if anyone's like looking at us as we're walking around this clinic?
Yeah, no one's really paying too much attention to you now that all the all the people are inside besides the people of the streets. And then in the back, as I said, it's pretty shielded from the main street, so not really anyone can see you back there.
Okay.
All right, Chelsea, how are you trying to get inside?
Well, do this proper way. Go and test the tumblers, then give a few picks, and if that don't work, we'll smash it in the window and open it ourselves.
All right, well, roll me a dexterity check with thieves' tools.
All right. Ugh, blimey.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
the
9?
lock is a little too hard for you. You maybe almost bust a part of your tools, but stop just before doing so. But the door does not open.
All right. Is there a window?
Nope, just the door.
And his rage breaks the door open. Just kidding.
No, big man. You got a shoulder to throw into this. Dumbbells are jammed.
Well,
Try and knock it down.
I move out of the way and just gesture to the door. Give Annis the room she needs.
Alright, I'm gonna try and shoulder into it.
Yep, that was barely just enough. So you slam into the door.
That was about to be really embarrassing for her, but I'm glad that was
And
enough.
it just kind of pops open, and now you have access to the clinic.
Good luck for you.
So still nothing from detect magic?
Nope, no magic. But you
Okay,
guys
I'll
are
start
now
looking around.
inside.
Right.
You can easily find the doctor's address once again, 17 Prescott Street. It's all you notice at first glance.
Yes.
If anyone would like to investigate.
I would like to investigate.
Yes.
I'm really digging this carpet with my 3 investigations.
This is what walls look like from the
I'm
inside.
gonna try and draw this pattern down in my Sherlock Holmes notebook.
So,
Lovely curtains.
yep. Definitely have one of you over there checking out the decor. Chelsea, you're the one that finds all of the things that kind of say his address. And Sarah actually comes across some files. And as you're flipping through them, and there are also some newspapers and whatnot, you start to piece together that all of the victims that have died in the past year were all clients of Dr. Richard. Every single one. And they're all women, of course.
Is he sharing this with anyone?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll share. I seem to have found some rather troubling information. It seems that everyone who has been murdered over the past year in this manner is a client of Dr. Richards.
Is or was?
Was, I suppose.
I guess
Yeah,
was.
well, they be
right.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Be dead.
Sorry.
Be a bit disturbing if they still were.
Oh.
And again, there was that man
Not how you
outside.
treat that.
Well, it makes me wonder if that man was perhaps
Was
a
a
client.
client.
Yeah.
There's definitely something off about this entire thing.
Right.
Perhaps what we should be looking into is the death of Jane Edwards more than the murder of Alice.
Well, I mean, Mr. Holmes did make it very clear that he wanted us to investigate Alice's murder.
But I think there's a relationship we can't
I
ignore.
It is possible that Jane killed herself over jealousy and became so enraged with jealousy that she's now a demon or something creepy
People do
like
that.
There's
People
just
actually do
murdering
that.
women left and right.
Well, you had mentioned earlier you were in tuned to the spirits. Is in your
It's a touch of the sight. It's in the blood.
in your of your knowledge, do you know of any specific cases of this happening?
Ugh, I don't have any magic. I just had a big dream before I came down here. It gave me a great sense of foreboding. Figured I'd better come to London, figure it out. And then I got that message from Mr. Holmes.
Very interesting. I would like to go for either perception or investigation. I'm just looking to see if there's any of the symbol of the eye.
Yeah, so
Uh,
based off your previous investigation, there isn't anything else
No.
in the clinic. Just standard clinic. The files which you already went through, the newspaper clippings, and then his address where the doctor lived.
Well,
Let's
there
see
you
to
go.
check out his house.
Right.
Let's do it.
Chelsea, good job trying to knock open the door. Very good.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
hold on a second.
No, I wasn't
Oh,
trying
I
to be
didn't
rude.
notice.
I was
Door's
being
open.
honest.
Yeah.
No, I was being honest. I'm saying I
Yeah,
appreciate
bye.
your willingness to just get the job done.
Don't ask me twice to open someone's door.
All right, what's
Sounds good.
What's
I like
everyone
that.
doing?
Uh,
I'm stepping outside in the rain. And
Yep.
Looking towards going to the house.
Now that you
Oh.
mentioned that, it does start raining again once you're outside.
I'm going to. Do you think we should grab the papers?
The paper.
Oh
we could
yes,
use
I'm
some
definitely taking it with me.
All
Just-
right.
cover in the rain, I suppose.
Yeah. All right.
That's what I was thinking.
Just put it under your jacket. All right. So Sarah, you got the papers?
Yes.
All right. All right. I'm going to walk out and just kind of make sure no one's taking a look.
Where are you guys heading now?
I believe we're going to the doctor's house.
Alrighty.
I'm just looking though as we're walking, just scanning for more beasties to fight.
Just all hyped up, like,
I'm
Your blood's
super
still
hyped.
boiling.
I keep trying to investigate and I have no idea what's going on. So I'm here to like I'm excited about potentially doing more warrior shit.
all right. Well, you head to the good old doctor's house.
Perhaps we should visit the doctor in the morning so as not to tip our hand too soon.
Why? So he can lie to us?
We can learn from his lying as well as him telling the truth.
Says you.
I will
I'd
give.
rather poke about.
I mean,
If it's his house, he's most likely there.
That's a fair and valid point. Maybe we send Chelsea and sneak about.
Charles, how do you feel about? Do you feel like you want to do it now or wait till the morning?
Of course I can do it now. I don't want to fucking
Would you-
time around.
Would you prefer to do it now or in the morning?
What do we have to lose? Oh, is it not going to be raining in the morning? Let's go. Come on. Don't worry about me. Let's roll on.
Charles is like, screw you guys, I'm already going. Come on.
Yeah, come on. You're
You're
sitting around here
sneaky
with
one.
your thumbs up your bums. Right?
In there. And...
He is most likely there. So,
Yeah, we'll go. We'll finally catch the prick.
All right. So you guys start heading towards 17 Prescott Street. When you arrive at the house, it's in this area. It's even more overcast than previous parts of the town somehow, and you start to feel a strong wind blowing. And you're here in front of the door. It's just a little house, really, with just one wooden door out front, and you're at 17 Prescott.
So, what do you reckon?
do we see how large of a house is it?
Not too big. One story, one front entrance. Just normal.
I
Um,
reckon we send the sneaky one in. We get us
Yeah,
good
how-
things.
How busy is it? Is it?
This
Are people
area
around?
this area is pretty dead. So
Alright, you heard him, Sarah. You're in. Oh, you mean me? All right. Yeah.
So you're trying to
At this-
enter the house?
Yeah.
The door is locked.
Well, I have tools that will hopefully help him in this situation.
Are there any other alternate entrances?
No, not to this house.
Right.
No
gonna hit him
open
with
windows or anything? So
the
sad.
thieves' tools. Oh, that's a bit better.
All right.
24.
Yep, you pop the lock on the door and it swings open. Um,
That's a quiet pop, though.
from around the back corner, you hear, "Hello, hello.
Shite.
Who is it?"
Just I whisper, what you would say?
I haven't entered. I'm like staying back.
As you guys are hesitating, you see a very handsome man with thick blonde hair. His eyes are very dark from being tired and exhausted. He's dressed
Yeah,
very...
why is he awake at like 2 a.m.? What the heck?
He is dressed very slovenly with a small amount of just like he's kind of just been living in wallowing for a couple days, it looks like. He seems very friendly. He says, "Oh, what can I do for you, gentlemen?" Just in like the saddest voice ever.
We just broke into his house.
I was
and
just
he's
gonna
like,
say we broke into his
How can I
house.
help you?
How can I help you? Steal some of my shit. Sorry to be a bit of a bother.
At least we didn't break the door down this time.
There you go.
we
You see,
Seems
my
your
friend
door
here
was-
has got a terrible sexually transmitted disease. And he needs help for it. And we noticed your clinic was closed, and so we wanted to come and get to help.
Oh well,
It's
not,
terrible.
I'm not really practicing anymore, as you can imagine. I'm not at the clinic.
I rolled a 2 on my deception.
And then he just looks really weirdly, and he's just like, I know why you're really here. Come in. Come
Really?
in. Come inside. Get out of the rain."
Hold
This
on.
might be the best fellow I've ever met. We broke into his door and he's inviting us in.
Not that
Like his
best.
face.
I kind of feel sorry. I've been calling him Dr. Dick this entire time.
What's his name?
Do
Fucking
I
short for
sense
Richard.
any malicious intent from him?
No, he's just very depressed. He lets out a sigh after every sentence, and he just goes back to the back of his house and sits down in like a reading room and waits for you guys to enter.
All right, it's the easiest robbing job I've ever done. I'll walk right in. Yeah.
All right, everyone going inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, you all go inside and sit down. He says, "I do apologize. I don't have any tea. I'm fresh out."
Oh,
It's
tragic.
Well,
quite all right.
You're here to ask about Alice, aren't you?
Yeah,
That's a good guess.
It's not a guess. It's been tormenting me for ages. What feels like ages.
How
well,
long did you know Alice, or how long had she been coming to see you?
She was my client for, 5 months or so.
what makes her passing so impactful than the others?
They're all impactful. It's just, you get so far down the road, can't take it anymore.
Down what road?
Well, ma'am, if your patients were dying and you were getting accused of it, or
No, I rolled a 3 on my insight. She's really asking what road.
people, telling you the story of Jack the Ripper and how you're one of his next victims, it's best you just hole yourself up in the house. But Guess my house isn't that safe if you didn't have trouble now, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
It was unlocked. I don't.
Yeah, you forgot to
No,
lock
I'm
your
not
door.
gonna say that.
Just kidding.
What can I help you guys with? I'm so tired.
I know this might be a difficult topic, but I am curious about your late wife, Jane.
Yes, I loved Jane very much. Oh, beautiful, beautiful woman. She just was always a little too jealous, and he like looks to the top right at an urn, and he kind of starts crying a little bit.
Is she just sitting there on the mantle?
I mean, it's
Alice is gonna go, Jesus fucking Christ!
it's an
She's
urn.
just right there!
As he starts talking, you kind of notice that the wind outside starts picking up, and the lamp flickers a little bit, and you start to hear the house creaking.
His jailous wife is gonna murder all of us.
Oh,
Why'd you leave her on the mantle?
And everybody roll initiative.
Oh my gosh.
I think she just met you, right?
Initiative. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So
Two
quick.
ladies are here. We're going down first, Anna says, looking at Sarah.
Not if I can help it. I'm getting out of here.
Well, lately, it's throwing me off. I still feel really bad for him because we literally just broke into his home. He's like, "Come on in." It's like, what the hell, dude?
Just come in. Like,
Yeah, come in. That's the ghost of my wife over there. Don't mind her. She's just gonna try and kill you. It's an exhausting thing, really.
It's fine.
so
That's
tired.
just what it takes to live in this neighborhood. No one else will give me the house for this low rate. Church still won't give me a divorce for some reason. Church will make
Awkward.
the whole reason.
Only man in 200 miles who's married to an urn.
Oh, you guys. Rolling so high. As the wind kicks up and the house creaks and the lamp flickers, you hear good old Richard say, "No! Jane! No!" And you guys see in front of you just this ghostly figure pop into the room and just start shrieking at you. And go ahead. Go first, Sarah.
Holy fucking Christ.
Yeah, that.
Alright. Well, wait, who's going first?
Me,
Sarah.
apparently.
Go, Sarah. Kick that ghost right in the balls. Or, I guess, not in the balls. In the
In the cooch.
Who
in
is
the crotch.
who is she looking at?
Definitely at Annis.
Oh, Lord.
Damn, she's a vengeful ghost.
Well, if that is the case, I'll go ahead and do protection from good and evil on Annis.
All right, remember to roll your
And I had
d20.
no idea that happened, right? Because, like, I can't even see the magic.
Yeah, you just feel like
Yeah, I come over and just be like,
Feeling good about this.
yeah, you feel really safe and you feel protected, but you don't really know why. But roll that d20 with charisma or wisdom.
really? I have to roll for that? Okay.
Yep. You're starting to notice a pattern.
Oh,
I think it was charisma or wisdom, right? You said both of yours are the same. All
Yeah.
right. You feel the presence try to enter your mind as you cast a spell once again, but you easily shake it off and you're good. Anything else on your turn, Sarah?
no. I shall take a step back from the situation after giving her. Are we using this map as our?
Kind of, yeah. You can pretend you're in a house. It's just to visualize it, really. But
Okay.
she.
I would have came around and come around behind
Okay.
Annis,
That's
wherever that.
that's
Whatever.
fine. Yeah. At that moment, like, also noticing you being a woman, the ghost also just peers straight at you.
Oh,
But it
good.
is now Oladar's turn.
All right. Oh, shit. I mean, heck, I don't know what to do. It's a freaking ghost.
Oop.
Oh, I'm gonna
Ignore
shoot
that.
it in the face. All right. How far away is she from me?
You guys are in a house, so you're not far at all.
All right. I'm going to. I guess I'm going to try to. Uh. No, actually, no. Okay. I'm gonna hit her with my bayonet sword.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll try to. And that's 8 plus 4.
Yep, that'll hit.
All right. And that's 1d6. Oh, that fell. Ooh, that's what? That's 5, or that's 6 points of damage because I rolled a 1.
All right. Okay. Let's see. What did you do again? Sorry. What attack?
It was a melee attack with my bayonet.
Okay. Is that piercing?
That is piercing. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. What was the damage?
It was 6 points of damage.
The D20 roll is I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. I don't think it's a saving throw, is it? Let me read that real quick. That's a good note to have. It is okay. So it's not necessarily a saving throw, but what you do is you roll a d20 and your proficiency bonus and your wisdom bonus or charisma bonus, your choice.
Okay.
So just remember that.
It functions as a saving throw, but is not a saving throw.
Yeah, I mean, it could probably be listed as a saving throw. It's just not how they worded it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they didn't want to give it away too soon. That's what it was.
Yeah, I guess. So, yeah, you swipe at the ghost and you feel like it's not quite effective. You kind of go through a little bit, but you're connecting with a little something there. Anything else on your turn, Ollie?
I'm going to, besides that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just move a little bit out of the way, but get closer to Anis and Sarah.
All right, great. That would be Chelsea's turn.
Not mine?
Sorry, you're right. Anis's turn. My bad.
I was excited. Alright, I'm hearing bagpipes. I'm feeling cold wind in my face. And I'm gonna pull out my greatsword again, and I'm just gonna slash through and be like, alright, let's go, you fucking bitch! And I'm gonna swing my greatsword.
Unfortunately, you go straight through the ethereal part of the spirit, and
ghost.
you don't connect to anything at all, and it just goes straight through and like lands into a chair or something on the top of it. Anything else?
But you know what? That chair is a goner.
All right, if that's the end of your turn,
That's it, yeah, that's it.
now it is Chelsea's turn.
Alright, feeling about to pop it, I suppose. Yeah. Go and take out my dancing partner and do it no jig. As soon as rope 20 decides to validate the fact that I'm trying to shoot it with a bolt. Okay, that's the first one. Take out my
Alright.
pocket revolver and pop her one.
Yep, that hits.
Alright, take 6, and because she's within 5 feet of an ally, sneak attack, it's 11 damage.
Alright, great. So same as usual. You do feel a connection, but it doesn't feel like you're connecting against flesh. So
I don't feel like that bullet connected.
safe to assume that you're doing
Bullet really
damage.
sailed through her fucking head.
You're doing
Right into
damage,
Ollie.
but not as much as you feel like you're putting out. Now it is the ghost's turn, and I'm going to need Ollie to go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Yes, because I'm so charismatic. It's almost a natural 20. It's a charisma. Is where is my charisma? Oh, charisma. It's a +2, so that's a 16.
You bastard. Alright, so the ghost the ghost comes at you and she tries to enter your body, but you're not having any of that.
Piss off, ghost!
And so she jumps back out and cannot possess you. And now it is top of the round to Sarah's turn.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and use Chill Touch. Cantrip. So do I still have to do the?
Actually, you're right. I might have been doing that too often.
No, the other two were both. Well, one of them was a ritual, and the other one was
Yeah.
a slot used. So.
Let's see. Okay, so yeah. So out of game knowledge, it's only first level spells or higher.
Okay. So, yay! I can use my cantrips freely. So Chill Touch 21. I'm assuming is gonna hit.
Yes.
All right. 4 damage.
All right. So the necrotic energy, the hand comes out. You're the only one that sees the hand. No one else can see it. Tries to grab the ghost. No damage happens from what you can tell. The ghost just kind of gets tickled a little bit by necrotic energy.
She said, "Shake it up, shake it up."
All right, that would be Ollie's turn.
Right. Seeing as one of my comrades shot and it didn't really do damage, I'm gonna use the bayonet again. And,
It did do damage.
Yeah, it did plenty damage.
You just gotta pay attention to how I say it.
I missed that. I apologize. Regardless, I would assume that the ghost is pretty close to me, so I'm just going to slash with, or pierce with my bayonet.
Yep.
So let's do this. Ooh, that's a 7 plus a 4.
That'll hit.
All right. 1d6. And that's a 6, so that's 11 points of damage.
All right. All right. Anything else?
I'm going to. This time I'm going to move back about 5 feet. 5 feet more. So however many feet that it was originally. And
5 feet more.
that's it.
All right. And sorry, Anna's turn.
I'm gonna rally after missing it the first time, and I am again gonna just swing my greatsword towards her.
Hey, and that's a hit.
Ooh. And it's gonna be 12 plus the 2 from my rage, so 14 slashing damage as I'm just swinging into her.
All right. That does a good amount of damage. Doesn't connect like normal hitting a body, but you feel like you did some good work there.
fighting a cloud.
And next up would be Chelsea.
Right.
Even
just
clouds
guess
can be
Another
dispersed.
shot.
That one does not hit. You, the ghost is kind of floating around, and same as the first miss from Anis, there's like an ethereal part around, and your bullets just go straight through it and smack into the back of Richard's house.
Sorry
Stop
about
blowing
that.
holes in my house.
So now it is good old Ghosty Ghost's turn. I need you all to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, 16.
A not so great 10.
I was worried.
All right. So the ghost looks around, looks at each of you, tries to pierce into your soul, and only locks on Sarah. Ooh, you dastardly woman, how dare you come into my husband's home. And you are now frightened for 1 minute. So you can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn, ending the frightened condition on a success. But you are now frightened.
Okay.
That sadly did not frighten as many people as I had hoped, but that means it is Sarah's turn who is frightened.
The funny part about that is I really can't do anything, so it doesn't matter.
All right, just go ahead and roll your wisdom saving throw again. Ooh. All right, so
I think I'm still frightened. I think I've fallen down in fear.
yeah, so I need you to roll a d4 for me real quick.
Uh-oh. I'm scared now.
Okay, so you see Sarah like fall to the ground very scared, and you see her face looks like it ages like 20 years from the fright.
What?
And now
Which
it's
isn't that bad because I'm a half elf, so it's you're like, oh, you've developed some new wrinkles.
yeah.
You have a wrinkle now. That's weird.
Yeah, there's like one smile line now across your otherwise perfect face.
The horror.
Oh.
All right, Ollie, you're up.
All right. Let's do this. I'm going to take out the revolver and I'm going to shoot that ghost right in her ghost face, hopefully. And that's a 12 plus a 7.
That'll hit.
All right. That's 2d6. Sorry for the loud noise. All right, that's a 5 plus 3. That's 8 plus 6 points of damage.
Okay.
14 points of damage.
All right. Ghost is still standing. If that is the end of your turn, it is Anis's turn.
Looking a bit beady wally, and I'm gonna go kind of step like in front of Sarah, but still very much in front of this ghost. And I'm gonna swing again with my greatsword.
Swing away, Meryl. Swing away. All right, you hit.
And I'm still raged, so it's gonna be 12 slashing
Ooh.
damage.
All right, the ghost is kind of starting to flicker a little bit, but is still standing. And that would be Chelsea's turn next. All right, that'll hit. Oh, so you fire more shots. This time your aim is true, and you see the ghost like almost pop out of existence for a second, but then it comes back, and it's floating not as high off the ground now, but still standing, and it is the ghost's turn. And being in front of Ollie, is going to reach out with a ghastly hand and 14 versus AC. Did Ollie step away right then?
Sorry. Yes, I
Okay.
am back. Sorry.
14 AC.
14. Ooh, nope, barely misses.
No! Alright, well, you dodge her ghostly hand, and it doesn't get to grab onto you, and it's Sarah's turn, who can repeat a saving throw.
Do I have to? All right. Well,
There's like, I'm old now. Can I just leave?
yeah, getting too old for this.
You
Oh.
you failed again, but you do not age, so you are still frightened, and it is now Ollie's turn.
All right. I'm going to throw another, or just throw. What the hell am I talking about? I'm going to pull another shot. That's a 7 plus a 7.
Yep, you hit.
All right. Wait, was it 2? Yes, it was 2. All right. That's 5. So that's 11 points of damage again. Damn.
All right,
That's a lot of damage.
how do you disperse of a ghost?
Oh shite. I will. All right. So as the ghost is leaning in closer to Sarah, trying to obtain her life force, I guess, whatever the hell ghosts do, I'm going to shoot right between, right into the temple and out the other temple, and it's going to hit the book. The bullet's going to get wedged in the bookcase, and it's just going to disperse right over Sarah.
Yep, as the ghost fades away, you hear Richard say, "I'm so sorry, Jane! I'm sorry!" And he kind of like breaks down, and you guys are now out of initiative, and you have dispersed of the ghost.
We got her.
Right.
I'm still gonna be on the floor for a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Sarah and try to help her out, get her out of her frightened state.
Yeah, we'll say that you can go ahead and start shaking her, and then just go ahead and roll with advantage, Sarah.
Snap out of it.
So what you're saying is, as long as I don't roll 2 1s. Oh, there
Alright.
it goes.
That'll
There
do
was
it.
the one.
You snap out of it, but weirdly enough, you are still aged 20 years.
Perfect. I have an extra crick in my back.
You're looking a little scattered. Maybe you need a rest.
Quite possibly. That was not an enjoyable experience.
Sarah, is there anything you can do to reverse your state? Unless if that's how you want to be, I mean that's totally fine.
Definitely will need to do some research. Perhaps tomorrow.
So yeah, Richard is just kind of sitting there, kind of sobbing. Also, this is way zoomed in. But he kind of looks up and he's like, "Thank you. She's finally free."
Did you
Can
know
I-
she was murdering your patients?
I didn't know until this just happened. I had a suspicion. Partly why I closed my clinic, but just made more sense that it was Jack the Ripper.
Right, but
Yeah.
you don't think it was weird that Jack Ripper was talking it only you? You know about that.
Well, other people die all the time, every day.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, you got a point. Everyone dies in Whitechapel, sure, right? But literally everyone walks in your clinic doors, gets shanked. You didn't think nothing of it.
Well, all the pieces make sense now. Jane was very jealous. She thought I was sneaking out on her. Of course I wasn't. And, She took her own life because of it. I couldn't stop her. She obviously got very jealous even in the afterlife and sought to bring hell upon my life.
Why is he totally okay with a ghost like having shown up? And he's like, well, yeah, it must have been that
He's
she just.
really-
living
you know-
in the house with his jealous ghost wife, murdering all his patients and ruining his life.
He's very...
He is a beaten down man.
He didn't even know she was a ghost until just then. It
Talking
sounds
to her
like.
urn, I
Ghost.
suspected.
He's very depressed, but he's also now relieved that she has been put to rest. And he kind of goes over and picks up the urn, and he just kind of starts talking to it very sweetly. He's like, "Can you please close the door on your way out?"
Ooh, Ernie baby.
Quick question: did she ever wear a top hat?
What?
No, she wore the nicest
so I
of
just-
bonnets.
I tried to do a straight up intelligence check to know if like Honest is intelligent enough to figure out that maybe this isn't Jack the Ripper. And that doesn't really answer that question that's going around the city.
As
I
he
only rolled an 11 though.
As he also says to close the door, he's like, "Give my regards to Mr. Holmes as well, please." I thank all of you.
Mr. Holmes.
Are you gonna be alright?
I'll be okay. Thank you once again for setting my poor Jane to rest.
I'd maybe be scattered in the ashes. Out to sea or somewhere far away.
I think you took care of it. I think we're good.
I hope.
I hope too.
He's an expert in the undead.
She deserves
Clearly.
rest.
Would I be able to? I don't know. Like, does it seem like we actually took care of it to me?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception.
Could I roll better at all today? No.
All of you working together are maybe a little skeptical, but the crazy winds stopped. The overcast that was specifically located above the house just kind of shifted to general London rain. The lights aren't flickering. The story, as far as you know, makes sense. Maybe you'd have to ask Holmes what he thinks.
I guess we'll put this back to Mr. Holmes.
I
I
suppose we can head back to. Was it the 10 bells or what was it? The 10 somethings.
Yeah, are you guys gonna go take a rest until the next night?
yeah. Before I leave the room or the house, I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say, "I'll take some time."
He lets out like a as you touch him, but lets out a sigh. Thank you.
All right.
Does everything nice in the hallway?
What can I steal on my way out?
No. We're not gonna steal. I'm gonna steal.
Direction.
Completely different.
I don't see.
Yeah, he has some nice mirrors and things like that in the hall, and there's a nice, very ornate bowl on one of the cabinet things in the hallway.
Right, that just happens to get into my hands on the way out.
All right. So we're going.
How did that
to...
happen?
Who left this in here? Must have grabbed it when
Whoa.
I was hiding from the ghost. Oh, spooky in there, ain't it?
Alright, I'm heading back to the pub. Get
All
myself
right.
a bevy and some rest.
All right.
Talk to Mr. Holmes in the morning. Or
Well, in the evening.
Yeah.
following evening.
Yeah.
So everyone goes back to rest. We're gonna fast forward a little bit to the evening, and you guys can head back towards the famous address. You knock. She lets you in again. Have a seat. and let's bring him up so you can see him on all his glory. Um, Today it's not really raining very much. Sit in front of Sherlock, smoke filling the air again. He's puffing. He says, "So, well, you're back.
Ah,
What-
Mr. Holmes, we solved the murder.
What did you find out?"
It's a
It was
fucking
his dead
ghost. Was.
jailous wife murdering all his patients.
I presumed it to be a jealous spirit, as I mentioned before setting you off.
Everyone keeps talking about this Jack the Ripper. We thought it was maybe the same thing, but it sounds like you got another problem on your hands.
Jack the Ripper, that's old wives' tales, no doubt. People, they need to
She's
find.
gonna just scratch out something in her investigator notebook and then close it.
They find the wildest ways to explain all manner of interesting things in the city. I always expected it
understand.
to be a jealous spirit.
Mr. Holmes, what do you know of the spirits?
I know they exist, and some are tormented, and others are indubitably not as bad. Obviously, this one was a bad one. How did it go?
It's
Mr. Holmes
alright.
doesn't notice that I've aged 20 years? Come on, it's Sherlock. Come on.
I mean,
He might
he's
just
he's
being
throwing it out
being
there.
polite and not saying it.
He's throwing it out there to
Sherlock
ask
being
what
polite?
Well, Sarah, you want to tell him?
Well, we went to visit Dr. Richards, and she appeared as soon as we started talking. It seems as though just two females being in the house with Dr. Richards was enough to upset her. She came out right there in the living room.
So it was Jane. That makes
Yes,
sense.
indeed.
So she took her own life due to jealousy, and it continued into the afterlife. She had to keep taking her husband's patient so that he couldn't see them anymore.
Yes.
Curious indeed.
Yes, she
Sherlock always
attacked us, and
wait until the end to explain it all to you.
Mm.
Knew the whole time.
Well, I had my suspicions, of course, but as I mentioned, I was busy elsewhere. Well, I thank you. The city thanks you. And you will, no doubt, be hearing from me again. And that's the end.
Cut to black.
Ta-da!
dun-da-da-da.
Damn.
We shot a ghost.
You literally shot a ghost. All right.
Does Sherlock know anybody with potent healing magic?
Yeah, if you ask him, he can kind of look into his stuff. He'll flip through some books and looks at your smile line, and he's like, yes. Don't tell the ones that don't know about magic, but you'll need a greater restoration spell in 24 hours, or you'll be stuck like that.
Do you know where I might be able to find someone with that ability?
Not currently, but let me get back to you.
I have about
24 hours.
4 hours left,
Okay,
so
okay.
you know.
Yes, yes. Oh, terrible.
Take your time, I guess.
Oh,
Take your time in the 4 hours time period.
I apologize. I should have. That one went right over old Sherlock's head. He's like, he scribbles some stuff down on a piece of paper. Don't know for certain. Didn't want to lead you astray, but go here. Post haste. You might find what you're looking for.
Sherlock Holmes' true nemesis time.
All right.
Thank you kindly, Sherlock.
I, of course, have to pee again because I drank another water. If you guys want to start your closing messages with Anis and then go in the order you see on stream, I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Luke Locke, and I was playing Anis McFarlane, a Scottish barbarian. And she's real bad at investigating, but she likes fighting a whole lot.
I think. Can I just say I loved how you were so into it. You're like, Anis is gonna figure the shit out of this and have their book and everything.
Sherlock Holmes gave her
I
a
know
notebook.
that's pretty awesome. I will say. My name is Galactic Mars. Mars is really the easiest. I played the half orc fighter, Olidar. And yeah, I think this is pretty awesome. I don't know what else to say.
You stabbed a ghost, man.
I stabbed the ghost. I shot the ghost. I just
Downright messed up a ghost.
That's right.
I
Well,
did the damn thing to that ghost.
You were the target for everyone. You took all the bad juju with a ghost.
Yeah, and I also didn't have any weapons on me. My starting inventory was literally like fine clothing and some gold and my spell book. So I'm like, and chill touch, and it didn't do anything. So.
Knife or something.
Ouch. It's okay. The next session, you're going to be the most badass of all of us.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
As long as I don't roll poorly and take the consequences.
Dude, I honestly don't know what happened. Those have been the best rolls I've had ever.
It's one-shot magic.
Yeah.
But to keep rolling, I'm Sturk, whatever. Let's play Chelsea, the Ruffle Tubble Rogue from East End. Yeah, and really wish that was my normal voice, but it sounded a lot tougher. People might take me more seriously.
Best accent of the night.
No, absolutely. Hands down. Hands down.
Thank you. I watched a lot of Tom Hardy. Proper fucking shit out. It's a good movie also, I learned.
You talking about Bronson or what?
Legend?
Oh, is it the two twins, right?
Yeah, the twins in East London. Yeah,
that's literally on my list on Netflix because I want to watch it like soon.
It's
Remember
wild.
when we were supposed to be doing our sign-offs?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Is it Sarah's turn?
I have no idea, honestly.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
Crazy rough.
So Craze Chimp here. I played Sarah tonight. Yeah, my brain is no longer anywhere near anything here. So hope you all had fun with us. I certainly did.
Right. My name is Kohlrabi. I was the DM, of course. It's obvious information. This was Red Jack, like related to Masque of Red Death in Gothic Earth. And all of the accents contained within by me, especially, were not, studied extensively. I'm born and raised Utah, so don't come at us. It is what it is. Oh boy.